guys, what is going on? My name is Jerry, and welcome to another episode of Music Row Hideout, the show where we hang out with artists, musicians, and entertainers in Waylon Jennings' old basement studio. As always, I am gathered here with co-host Ryan Poole, who I'll pass it to introduce the guests.
Well, tonight, on an all-new and totally special episode of Music Row Hideout, we have the band Pacific, which is just called Pacific, and they're a band. And on Instagram, they're at the band Pacific, but I asked, and they don't go by that. They just go by Pacific.
That's right.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
That was it right there.
Absolutely crushing.
Welcome, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I feel like I should have things to say. They're musicians here in Nashville, Tennessee. They have a band. It's called Pacific. And they're not from Nashville because no one is, but
That's
they're
right.
here now. That's about all I know about you. Also, I think your track is dope,
right.
so that's why you're here.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I think it's cool how we met too. It's kind of through all that. We were on a playlist together, and then now we're in a basement talking to each other, which is pretty 21st century of us right now.
For sure. Yeah, shout out Alex Rainbird.
Let's go, Alex. Yeah. Kisses to you.
ARB, baby.
Well, with most shows, we like to kind of start getting a little bit of background, kind of how your guys' band started, what got you into music, those kinds of things. I don't know if you guys have a story about it or if you each have your own individual stories.
Probably.
Yeah,
Tell a series of vignettes, like you get to the precipice of meeting, but then we switch to somebody else, and you're like, oh, I want to know what happened with Will. And it's like, well, Corey was walking down the street,
Yeah.
like, shit. And then we get into that story.
Yeah. But
And
that's
we'll weave
for,
it all together.
But we should, before we jump into the stories, for people who are just listening, what are all your names for everybody? Because we just said Pacific,
oh yeah,
Yeah,
and there's
fair enough.
three.
and we have three
there's
people here.
Three
yeah.
of us.
Go down the line.
Yeah. I'm Nick Valdez. I play drums in Pacific.
I'm Will Hunter, and I sing and play guitar.
I'm Corey Anderson. I play bass and sing BGVs.
Very cool, very cool.
Very important job.
Any relation to Sean Hunter?
No, not that I know of, but I could be.
Yeah.
Up until like 6 months ago, my whole life, I was told I was Scottish. And my middle name is even Scott with one T because of
Because of that.
being told I was Scottish. Yeah. It's
like
my
my
dad's middle
middle
name. Yeah. Come to find out, we do a DNA test, and I'm like 90% English. So
Wow.
I gotta go add that extra T.
I know.
Yeah.
I should do that. Or just change it all together to like Ing or something like that.
I'll change my middle name to Mex for you.
For those who can't see Nick, if you didn't catch the Valdez, he's Mexican.
I am Mexican. Yeah, Mexican American.
Every time somebody suggests that I take one of those like 23andMe's, I'm like, no, I'm not doing it because they can figure out like certain people in your family are criminals.
Yeah, that
Oh,
happened to
yeah.
someone in San Francisco, I think, right? Like, they're like this girl got a DNA test, and then they arrested her dad for like a 40-year-old cold case.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah,
I've heard about this.
And I'm like, I don't
which is
even
why I
know
haven't done it because my dad's a
mean,
criminal.
The
Well, I can't
statute
be
of
doing that.
limitations has got to be
ignorance
out
is
at
bliss,
some point.
baby.
Well, I don't think
Yeah.
there's statute of limitations on things like murder.
I mean, should there be? I'm kidding.
After like 6 or 8 months, we forgot about them anyway, right? The news cycle's so fast, we're over
There's
it.
so many people in the world. I mean, what's one gone? I'm just kidding. Off the record. Yeah,
Off the record on the podcast.
exactly.
I love this. We're starting off with controversy. Murder.
I know.
Yeah, it's good. I have a lot of opinions about murder.
But actually, you don't need to take the
Pros, cons.
23
Shut
and me
up.
because your sister took it.
She did?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So if you want the results, they're at my house.
Oh,
Okay, cool.
so you're already on the spot, man. They already
Yeah.
have your
Yeah.
DNA somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you talked to your dad recently?
Yeah, his call's always open with like, this is a call from.
Oh, man.
Did you guys watch or listen to Serial back in the day?
No.
The podcast?
No,
Oh,
but
so-
I do frequent the crime podcast, so I'm
Oh,
surprised
this
I
is
haven't
the
heard it.
original. This is the original one that blew up everything.
I see.
Wow.
It's
And-
worthwhile going back.
How have you not?
How old are we talking? What year?
6 years.
6 years?
Off the
Way
top
more
of my
than
head.
that. Oh, it's like it was
Eight
like
max.
it was like 20. No, it was when John. Well, I'm not going to go like personal history. It was like 2010.
Okay,
Okay.
wow.
Oh, that old?
I think
just
so.
kidding.
I mean, maybe
It's not that old.
It's definitely at least 40 years old. Look,
Yeah, I got you.
but
When you said cereal, I went straight to breakfast
Breakfast
cereal.
food.
I know. I was like, you're talking about like Snap Crackle Pop, that listening to cereal?
Yeah.
yeah, just pour a little milk in the Krispies and just sit there and take it in.
Yeah.
A little
Great.
ASMR in the morning.
I have heard of that for sure.
ASMR or Rice Krispie.
Rice Krispies, yeah.
So, how did Pacific become the band Pacific?
Yeah.
Just Pacific, Ryan.
Pacific.
Yeah, either one. We don't really care. As long as you say our name, that's pretty cool.
As long as it's not the Pacific, because we've been introduced
Yes.
on stage as the Pacific.
And they
Pacifics.
ask.
Yeah.
That's the worst part is that they ask. They say, "Is it Pacific?" I say, "Yes." And then they go to announce you and they say, "Welcome, the Pacific." And it's just, you even asked,
That's not my
I wouldn't have
name.
been mad if you didn't ask, but now I'm mad.
Yeah.
We started, let's see, at the end of 2017, I was a Belmont student wrapping up college, and I was studying religion there. But secretly, and I guess I say secretly, mainly I was just too afraid to show people my songs. But I was writing songs kind of every day after class. And I was like, dang, I really should just do something with this. And recorded a 5-song EP and then booked out an art gallery in East Nashville and invited a bunch of Belmont students and Vandy students. And then had a bunch of friends play in the band. And I was like, I don't want to do a singer-songwriter thing. So I'm going to call it a general name. And like my brother played, and funny enough, Corey over here played with that first show. So he's
dang.
as OG as I am.
Can't get rid of me.
That's right. From that, I feel like the way I say it is I just caught the fever and couldn't stop playing shows. Booked as many house shows as possible towards the end of 2018. And had a drummer lined up for that ended up calling out last minute. And then that's when I met Nick at a house show here in Nashville. And since then, we kind of had a conversation after those house shows. And I was like, I'm in this. And then they were like, we are too. And I was kind of surprised. I didn't know the vibe. So that was a pretty big conversation for us. Mm-hmm. And fast forward to now, still doing the thing.
So it started here locally.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you guys from here?
None of us
No.
are.
No.
No? Where are you guys from?
Dude, that was in the intro.
Huh?
I said none of them are from here.
Oh, true.
In the
You're right.
intro.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I don't listen when you talk, only when they talk.
It's one of our defining
Dude,
characteristics.
that's bull. We got a beep
Whoa.
button, and I'm going to be abusing it all night.
Yeah. Please. And if you hear beeps in weird places, that's not us saying things, all right? Anyone can touch this button, okay? We got 2 of us are from Texas, me and Nick. We weren't friends in Texas. We met here.
Yeah.
But definitely Texan at heart still. Corey's from Naperville, which is
close.
right? Dang it.
Is that
Actually,
somewhere
now-
here?
I think I round up.
Oswego, Illinois, up north.
I feel like Naperville's rounding up though, right? It's
Oswego.
close.
I mean, let me tell you, there's some assumptions that will be made about me if you say it from Naperville that are not true.
Really?
All right.
Like what?
It's not bad, but I'm just saying. This is Naperville's up here.
No one from Naperville listens. You can shit all over.
Okay,
It's
fine.
fine.
Still bougie for my taste. I'll just say that.
So if they're good assumptions, I just own it,
I mean,
So what's Oswegan culture like?
it's mostly corn.
Wow.
So
It's exciting.
Corn's the culture.
yeah, I mean,
Sounds Nebraskan to me, not Chicago.
you might be surprised.
All right.
Yeah. How far is it from Chicago?
It's like an hour flat, just about
Okay.
to the coast.
Yeah, I'd say we're all kind of we say we're from places I say I'm from Dallas, but really I'm from Tyler, which is 2 hours from Dallas.
Yeah. I say I'm from Houston, but I'm really from Pearland, which is southeast Houston.
Do you say you're from Chicago?
I've learned to
No.
not do that because people get real mad when I found out I'm an hour from the city. And
Ryan does the same shit. He always says he's from San Diego, but he grew up in Alpine, California, not San Diego.
Wow.
San Diego County. It's the same.
Yeah.
We all say San Diego out there.
Yeah, we're just small town boys trying to fit in
Yeah.
the big city, That's it.
Have you guys ever seen that old SNL with Mike Myers where it's they're making fun of the real world? And the whole time, my mic keeps cutting in and out. The whole time he's talking about how he's like, I'm from Dublin. Over and over and over again. And then when they do the little confessional backstage that they would always do on The Real World, he's like, actually, I'm not from Dublin. I'm from a small little town called Kearsgaard outside of Dublin. But when I say Kearsgaard, nobody knows what that is. So I'm saying I'm from Dublin.
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
I love that.
accent was exceptional. Just
pretty great.
just so you know.
This is coming from
Thank
a
you.
real Scot too.
Yeah.
I'm Scottish. If you didn't know.
Formerly Scottish.
Yeah.
The artist formerly known as Scottish.
Yes.
That's right. Thanks, Dad and family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I blame it on my grandparents because they gave the middle name to my dad, and then he just passed it along.
Wow.
So if you guys are listening,
Hey man, I'm sure a little bit of both. My family's from Mexico, but we did a DNA test, and the majority of us are from Spain.
Hey.
So, but I don't say I'm Spanish.
But aren't most people from Mexico
Exactly.
have Spanish blood because
Yeah.
of the invasion?
Wow.
You know?
Yes.
yo,
This guy knows his
whoa.
history.
That's
Yeah.
pretty great. Yeah. I
Cool.
feel like
We
if you
touched
were-
on murder. Let's move into imperialism.
Yeah.
That's good.
Want to talk
Yeah,
about the Spanish
Wow.
Inquisition, maybe?
sure. I know
am
a ton.
impressed.
I did not expect that.
Yeah, that's why you figured out recently where your last name comes from, right?
Yeah. It originates in Spain, north of Barcelona. It's a little coastal town called Valdez,
Weird.
Ooh.
Wow.
but with an S,
Who
not a
would've thunk
Z. I know.
Yes.
But it means, so it's 3 words in one word. So it's val, which is valley, de, of, and then S. So Valley of S, because there's a river that runs in the middle of this town called the S River. So it's the Valley of the S River.
Is it S or Z?
It's S. In Spain, it's Z.
Okay.
Among my research, it said we switched it to a Z in Mexico. So the Z is like the Mexican spelling of Valdez. Somehow.
Hope people did it here too.
And then I think we originated in Spain. We, as in my family, I guess, or my last name, originated in Spain. And then my dad's middle name and all of his brothers and sisters' middle name is Ocañas, which is actually his parents' maiden name. But it's O''Canas. So it's like a Spanish Irish.
Oh gosh.
So at some point we went from Spain to Ireland to Mexico and then Texas.
Dang. Made it home finally.
That was
You lost me.
That was one Google search.
Wow.
That's true.
That's
Well,
impressive, actually.
We've actually in the past, I don't know if you remember this. So we took like a 2.5 year break from podcasting.
Just like the rest of the world did.
Yeah.
For sure.
But in our old episodes, I went back and re-listened. We used to say a lot that we're the geography podcast.
We do talk about geography a weird amount. I do
Yeah.
remember that. Now you-
And this was also made us like the genealogy podcast combined with the geography podcast.
You're
welcome.
Wow, we're just nailing it.
I am so in. I'm in.
Yeah,
So
I love it.
academic.
I always joke like recently that it doesn't take long whenever a bunch of men get in a room or just making small talk that they start talking about how they got there. I'm like, why do we do that? Oh, what'd you take to get here? Was it 65? And you're like, why? Why does it matter? Didn't we all take 65 here? Like, why are we talking about it?
No, I took side streets.
Yeah. Oh, you could probably cut across,
You know, yeah.
X
Down.
Street. Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, such a dad thing to do. I do it, and I hate that I do it. Wicked man.
Same thing with the weather, though. Everyone talks about the weather.
That's true.
gosh, I hate
Right.
Safe topics. It's nothing like, I don't know, geography and
And murder.
Spanish conquest. Yeah.
I always thought weather talk was dumb. It was the way I was like, this is pointless because I lived in San Diego. Now that I moved out here, I talk about the
Yeah.
weather nonstop.
That's true.
There could be a tornado.
It's
it could
dangerous.
snow.
It's
There's
a
hail.
talking point.
You could die any time out here. I live in a post-apocalyptic wasteland of Nashville.
Yep. You can drown in the humidity.
Yeah, so now you can't stop me from talking about the weather. But back in San Diego, I was with you. I was like, absolutely not. This is ridiculous. It's just sunny.
Yeah. Is it really as good as they say it is?
Yeah,
You know?
it's pretty dope.
Dang.
It's not
Here
what
we
I wanted
are.
to hear.
Man, now
That's-
we're the geography, weather, and genealogy podcast.
Yeah. So what's our forecast for the
That-
week? You
Yeah.
got-
tell me.
Tornadoes.
Nonstop.
There's no tornadoes. Nobody panic.
Yeah.
That's so-
I'm a little traumatized.
Depending on when you're listening to this, there
True. There might be.
tornado-
You should check. You should check.
Somebody's listening and they're like, "Oh, cool, there's no tornadoes," and then
Yeah.
just.
Their house gone.
weather alert. Yeah.
But with that, I feel like we should probably, before we get too much deeper, jump into a song.
This first one is called All About You. It's off our new and third EP as a band called 1990. It's kind of our attempt at being California boys. All right. It's called All About You. Let's go.
sorry I hurt you. I just took a detour. I'm trying to get back on the road. I don't want to leave here before I can see you. I'm turning my cheeks blue, been trying to reach you. And we got things we gotta own. And there's something you need to know. And there's something you need to know. Think I need a reboot, things I need to think through before we give another go. I'm still learning how to be honest. It's part of the breakthrough where you need to just let go. Stop letting it take control. Maybe I'll never let you go. All about you, all about you. Before you let it go, there's something you should know. All about you, all about you. Let it go, stop letting it take control. All about you, all about you. Before you let it go, you should really know that I'm all about you, all about you, all about you. I just wanna take you somewhere to make you shiver to the bone. 'Cause you're melting my heart like snow. This is where we break through, we're burning the bridges home. It's time that we take control. Baby, don't ever let me go. All about you, all about you. Before you let it go, there's something you should know. All about you, all about you. Let it go, stop letting it take control. Before you let it go, you should really know that I'm all about you, all about you, all about you. Come on. Every time my lungs I'm breathing, you don't even have to know I do. I'm sorry, but I'm nothing without you. 'Cause if I had the words, I'd say it. You don't even have to know I do. I'm sorry, but I don't know what to do. Oh, hey. Go, boys, come on. All about you, before you let it go, there's something you should know. All about you, all about you. Would you let it go? All about you, before you let it go, there's something you should know. All about you, let it go, stop letting it take control. Before you let it go, you should really know that I'm all about you, all about you, all about you. And I'm all about you, all about you, all about you. And I'm all about you, all about you, all about you. Let's go!
And we're back.
Nice.
We're back. Wow. I'm winded.
We sound great.
Did you hear that drum fill?
Tight, nice, clean.
So that was all about you, and that song was what brought us all here together today.
That's right.
So that was on the Alex Rainbird June 2022
That's right. June indie alt
rock
rock.
alternative something.
All those
Yeah.
words.
Alex
Yeah.
Rainbird, yeah. And then my band had a song on that as well. So then I listened through all the playlists and I found you guys, and then saw that you were in Nashville
dope.
and yada yada yada. Here we are. But that song is so rad. Like that song gets weirdly stuck in my head. like I'm kind of a low key fan because of that song.
Hey, man.
So I woke up this morning and I'm like, all about you, all about you, and like all day while I was setting up your mics and stuff, I'm like, all about you, all. Not the rest of the song doesn't play in my head, just all about you.
It's called the hook.
all
It's
about you.
for sure.
It's a good hook.
That's what my girlfriend calls the earworm. You know,
Earworm.
That's right.
Has
And her
nothing-
last name is Worm, so
She would know.
she would know.
Pun intended.
Pun superintended on that one.
Superintended.
How much personal information are we going to give away today on this
Yeah,
podcast?
so-
As much as you
All
want.
yeah,
believe
credit
it's
card
pronounced.
numbers.
We're back to my address. It's
So where did that song come from?
all about you, man. I gotta brainstorm a little bit. Let's see. So I'm kind of like a serial songwriter. I love it. I don't feel like a person unless I'm kind of doing that all the time. And so I always got ideas that are workshopping. There was a time, I think at the end of 2020, early 2021, that, you know, I just wanted a song that was like really easy to sing on the first listen. It's like there's one part of the song that you don't have to know any of the other words, and you know that. As well as like I'd kind of been around some of the like indie beach rock stuff that's been coming back recently, I feel like. So I kind of been making fun of it for a while, and then I was like, I kind of want to write a song like that. Yeah, that's kind of how All About You was born. I showed it to the guys, and they were about it. Nick kind of, I feel like songs that are like that are like a real repetitive hook and easy to sing. And
For sure.
he comes up with that kind of stuff a lot. So I was kind of writing with him in mind with that and those kind of washy.
Aw.
Cute.
Yeah, I don't think I ever told you that. But,
Wow, dude. That's sweet.
So yeah, that's kind of all I remember about it. Also All About You just felt good coming off the tongue, as well as like, I love writing love song type archetype stuff. So
Yeah. I remember when you played it for us the first time in its demo stage, and it was so sick. I remember just loving it. Yeah.
it was like in a different key and
Yeah.
probably slower
for
too.
sure.
It kind of happens with a lot of demos. You know, you just chase it and then
Yeah.
you realize like this is a sick song, but it just needs some juice in it, you know? So
Yeah.
now it is what it is. But thanks, man. I appreciate the compliment.
This is super like producer inside baseball kind of like comment to have about it, but like my favorite part is in verse 2 when the double vocal and it like splits left right. Like that's kind of what makes it for me. And then the octave up vocal in the chorus.
Dude,
I'm like,
Nice.
those are the moves.
let's go.
Yeah.
Good nose.
I was
didn't even
listening
know
to
that.
Mr. Brightside yesterday. Noticed a similar thing in the very first verse for like a phrase, and then it ducks out. I was like, I've never heard that in my life. And then now on AirPods, I'm hearing it. So weird.
Weird.
That's a crazy thing as you like when you're a musician or you do production, as you get older and you learn more about how it works. It's fun to me to go back and listen to old records with a new perspective. And even 5 years later down the road, it's still like you hear new things that you didn't hear before. And I'm like, oh, that's like an ADT or that's a this. They probably did it this way. They recorded like this. You know, they used tape, or I'll bet they did this. And you hear the song in a whole completely different way. When you're a kid, you're just like listening to the song and jamming out, and you didn't know why you liked it. But it's kind of fun to. A lot of people will go like, "Hey, so now that you know, if you learn about music or if you learn about production, does it steal some of the joy from it?" And for me, it actually adds more joy to be able to revisit old things and hear them in a new way.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like even songs that maybe I'd qualify as boring in the past, there's way more in them than I would have thought on the first few listens. And so even stuff that you wouldn't call complex music is still really well thought out and intricate.
Totally.
Yeah.
Same
But
way.
thanks. I actually, it's funny you say that because my friends on a road trip last week said the same thing about that part of the song, which I was like, it's kind of a weird part of the song to take note of. But he's like, I really like when the vocal, he's a kind of a producer too. He just does it as a hobby.
Is this Andrew?
This is Luke.
Luke.
Yeah, shout
Shout
out.
out.
Yeah, let's go.
Hi, Luke.
Woodmont
but-
Lane House.
Vocal double and then the octave up. He said the exact same thing. So
Wow, that's crazy.
I know. So it's something about the spirit of the song lives right there.
Yeah, me and Zach. So last week our guest was Zach Ummer, who's in Night Tides, but also is a solo artist. And he and I both agree that that song reminds us of Third Eye Blind.
I get that
sick.
all the time. What? I don't know what that is. I mean, I listened to the hits growing up, but
Yeah.
I will take it.
It's partially the song and the production, but it's also partially like the way you sing. Like it just has like a little bit of a Stephen Jenkins vibe.
I can kind of hear it, like in the verses, especially the dun 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 dun.
Exactly. Yeah, he would do that song for sure.
Let's go.
I hear that now.
Slightly.
I'm a lazy singer. That's what that means.
You know, he's like,
it's-
the sky was
bouncy.
gold, it was rose. I was taking sips up into my nose, and I wish I could get back there, somewhere
Yeah.
back there. Like, you kind of got into a similar cadence. I mean, not as that song.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like,
Dope.
it's a similar
I
type of deal.
hear what you're saying. Absolutely. Yeah. This is where we baked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I love that. It's like bouncy, poppy, nice.
Rocky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I heard you guys say a little while earlier when you guys were out there something about trying to be your best version of California Boys,
Do we say that? Yeah.
I think you might have slipped that in.
which I can see it in
Yeah,
the look.
That's right.
Right, like it's rare that I'm not the guy with the longest hair in the room, you know.
Okay, right.
And here, I'm like not even close.
I know. We say it's
I
our
think-
uniform as a band.
I think that's how Pacific even got its name, honestly. Like, Will and I grew up very fascinated and really into surf culture, guys.
Soul, it's that soul and surf music
yeah.
combined, right?
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
genre.
Yeah,
well done.
We were really into surf culture, and like I learned to surf in Gulf of Mexico in Houston, which is
Oh, nice.
literally like ankle high waves. So, but just because I was so
Longboard?
desperate, yeah, oh yeah, like
Oh, yeah.
7 foot, 8 foot longboard, all foam. But yeah, we kind of shared that same interest, and both of us being from Texas, well, we're landlocked, and Pacific is kind of a dream to get to the West Coast.
Right, which to be fair, Texas is not a landlocked state,
I
but it's
mean,
very, very big.
yeah, you've been to those Texas beaches. Yeah, you might think differently.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those are not beaches.
Doesn't even count
Yeah.
as the ocean. It's
Yeah.
still land.
Exactly.
Qualify that as still land.
Yeah. But our imaginations were huge, you know, with 2 foot waves there.
That's right.
Might as well have been Hawaii, you know?
Yeah, I got a bumper sticker after that surf class in Galveston. It said Texas Surfer, and I had
I'm
that on
proud.
my Xterra for years, and that was the only time I've ever gone surfing.
Just that one time.
Just that
was
one
it?
time. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I feel like that was a point of real like bonding for me, Nick. Like one of my favorite bands in high school was Incubus.
Oh, yeah.
And like big time. It's like probably
Favorite
why
song?
favorite song?
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't even pick. Are you kidding? Like
snap.
pick an album and I'll tell you a favorite song from it. But I got into them later in their journey, kind of like Light Grenades and If Not Now When, those records. And then I worked my way backwards. So I have a very different like perspective on Incubus than like a diehard Incubus fan who wants them to be what they were on their first couple albums. But I never really, every time I tell someone that, they like typically they know Drive, they know Wish You Were Here, but they don't know anything else besides that. And I met Nick and he knew the deep cuts,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and like, you know, I'd like reference something on like with a guitar riff and then he'd finish it on the drums. I was just like, no way. And they're like that. I mean, I think they're from Calabasas or something. So I was like, there was just something there. I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
what it was.
Yep.
It's like just wannabe surfers, you know?
Are You In is my
Yeah, I was gonna
top
say that's my
favorite.
number two. That's
Oh,
my
my
top.
God.
top
Yeah,
of the top.
you go straight for the good bass
Oh.
because that's what it's all about is the bass on there. I'm
Oh, yeah.
the bass player.
You even know that
yeah.
now, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys got me into them. I mean, I knew the 2 hits you talked about before I met you guys, and I'm all about it now.
That was
Oh,
when I
so
had like
good.
a big subwoofer in my car. That was the song I played to show off. Like the bass in that song's incredible.
Insane.
And speaking of revisiting things, so I've revisited that song a lot in recent years whenever I'm like, I want like a big bass sound. And what I've realized is the way it's mixed, the bass is just really loud, but it's not that it's like louder than it's like the bass is more up front and other things are just slightly back. And I think what happens is you want to hear the vocal louder. So you like turn your system up, and now the bass is like hella loud. But if you turn it down, it just kind of sounds like the bass is a little bit too loud. Does that make sense?
Never.
Wow.
I don't
So-
get that.
You said the
I don't
bass player.
understand.
Wasn't that the Dirk era too, before Kenny?
No, that I think Ben Kenny that's the album he joined the band on. I could be wrong there. Are you in on?
I would guess it's
Morning
Morning
View?
View.
It's on Morning View. Yeah,
I think
towards
that
the
was
end.
Dirk.
It could be his last album
I don't
with them
I don't
too.
remember.
I think you could be right. I think maybe Ben Kenny came on A Crow Left of the Murder, which was the one after that. So yeah.
Dude, but even
Big
the
fan of
drums on
both.
that song, it's about the drums and
Dude.
the bass on that song. It's like,
Yeah, dude.
Splash cymbals.
Dude, oh my God. Jose Pasillas, man. Like top 3 drummers for me. Like probably the biggest drummer that just inspired me to play drums. Just being like really into rock music, being a like Hispanic American. Just oh my gosh. Like where I went to middle school in Texas, I was kind of surrounded with gangs and like that kind of culture in middle school. And there was a very small pocket of us like who liked like Metallica and Trivium in middle school. And the guy that cut my hair, I was talking about music with him, and he was like, "Dude, have you heard of Incubus?" And I was like, "No." He goes, "I will burn you a CD next time you come in." He burned me a CD of Science, and I went home and listened to it, and I was just like, "Oh my gosh!" And then this is right when like YouTube was coming out, so like 2006, 2007, and I guess maybe it was 2008 or so. But Incubus had been posting like Morning View sessions on there, and
yeah.
there were just so many videos of Jose Pasillas setting up his drums, just like making jokes, and I was just like, he looks like me, and he's into rock music. Like he's not trying to be a gangbanger. This is sick.
Yeah, that's true.
And
It's funny even that you said like your car with the subwoofers and stuff, and that's the song you go to. Because I mean, I feel like everyone knows when you get
Yeah.
subwoofers in your car, you're listening to hip hop.
Exactly.
oh, yeah.
You know, but us like rock guys
Us
go to
initiated.
Incubus. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People would be sad to hear that. I'm sure.
So why did you pick
So
drums instead of like an instrument?
Wow. Okay. First of all,
Some of us just need a more simple, path. you know?
I hear that.
As he's
Hold
told me
on.
before, hit circle, make go boom. That's his
That's right. That's right. Hit circle, make go boom. That's yeah. Well, I did take piano lessons when I was younger, and I hated it. I did not like it at all. But my dad played guitar, and he was really into classic rock, like The Who. I mean, even kind of like metal, like 80s metal, Iron Maiden, Judas Priest, all that stuff I grew up with. And in like 4th grade or so, he would introduce me to the idea of jamming. So he'd be like, "Hey Nick, you want to jam?" And he like got me a little drum set, and he would just he'd like introduce me to The Who and like Rush, and be like, "This is the greatest drummer of all time, Neil Peart." And I mean, I would suck. I'd play drums and I would just be awful. But he stuck with me for a few years, and I was jamming along with him eventually.
And after that, he was just like, "You can't be helped.
That's right.
Like, we're done here."
Yeah,
like,
basically-
I'm getting a new drummer.
That's right.
Basically, I became a drummer to help my dad be a musician. So
See, that sounds a lot like, yeah, your dad needed a drummer, so I had a kid.
that's right. So
Yeah. It's like, none of the drummers I know are very good. I guess I'll have a child
yeah,
and teach him the drums.
literally.
Did you ever hear that Neil Peart would tape quarters to his drums
No.
and then practice in such a way that he would try to just hit the quarters?
That is insane. No, I've never heard that before, but I believe it. He is insane. I remember, like,
Did he pass away, or am I making that up?
I think he
feel like he
did
did,
recently, like a year, 2 years ago, or something like that.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think so. Oh my god, if he didn't, dude,
I know if we're having like the
I think he did.
He's
I remember
gonna be
being a big
so
deal.
mad when he hears this.
I know.
Dude, was it the podcast? Somebody this week, I don't think it was on the podcast. Somebody this week, I was talking to them about Boy Meets World, and they were like, "Oh yeah, Mr. Feeney died." Oh yeah, Wesley's
Oh, there we
bringing
go.
up
January
Neil
7th,
Peart.
2020.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
What a
Thank you,
year.
Wesley.
Freaking
Thanks,
rest
Jamie.
in
Yeah.
peace, dude.
Jamie energy going on right now. So somebody was in my studio this last week, and they were like, oh yeah, Mr. Feeney from Boy Meets World, he died. And I was like, no, he did not. And they were like, yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. I'm pretty sure he did. And I'm like, I listened, this is a little deep for our current conversation, but I literally listened to the Boy Meets World podcast that they're doing right now. And they just had William Daniels, the actor, on their show. And I was like, he has not died unless it happened. And they're like, oh, it was like a few years ago. I'm like, there's no way.
gosh.
Anyway, we looked it up. It wasn't true.
Oh,
so
so you had me
this
on a
is like this
string the
weird-
whole time
No,
right now.
Mr.
Yeah.
Feeney is alive and well.
Thank
Okay.
Yeah.
God.
I know.
I feel
And
like
by the way, while that man is still alive, he's like 90. He's 90 something.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wesley,
he's
could you look up how old Will Daniels is? Yeah. So
awesome.
William Daniels. So he is on Cameo, and everybody listening should do yourself the favor of ordering a Cameo from Mr. Feeney.
I would love to.
Oh, that's the
Oh,
youngest
beautiful
picture of
man.
him.
Born in 27. Pull it over a little bit go to your left a little bit.
Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
A little more left. It's off our screen. Okay, 95. He's 95 years old. Go to
That's so
Cameo right
old.
now.
That's amazing.
Pay
He's
how
healthy.
much is it, Jury?
$150.
Yeah, pay $150 and have Mr. Feeney send you a message. So Jury and his
Easy.
wife, my sister.
That's right.
Yeah, you're
What?
supposed to search this full name.
Whoa.
Yeah, well,
Shoot.
Learning
he
stuff.
married my sister. Yeah,
Wow.
You
You guys
savage.
good?
yeah.
I mean, we've been married like 7 years now. I think he's gotten over it.
Got you.
So, for Christmas a few years ago, they got me a Cameo for Mr. Feeney, and they had him call me Mr. Pool in it. It's like
Like Mr.
Mr.
Matthews.
Pool. He goes, Mr. Pool, Jury and Corinne tell me that you're a music producer in Nashville, and I think that's just wonderful.
Oh my gosh.
you
no
know,
running in the halls.
I believe the arts are an integral part of our society.
Oh my God.
Like,
What a
and he goes
legend.
on from there. And dude, they gave me that video on Christmas. Literally, I cried. I'm like,
I would
Mr.
too.
Feeney spoke to me, and he was like, I know it's very hard having a career in the arts. I remember many years that I went with no work at all, but what did he say? He's like,
I don't remember.
I learned to feel gratitude for any opportunity to practice my arts.
Wow.
Like, anyway,
Wow.
it was incredible.
Jeez.
Yeah,
I
still think
rewatched that
was-
video and still get emotional.
As you should. I think it's the best gift I ever give anybody. I'm so proud of it.
Yeah.
Like for myself. Like selfishly, I'm like, fuck yeah, I did that. That was a great idea.
That was-
That's a great gift.
And 2 years ago, I feel like Cameo wasn't
Yeah, it was before
really
people
that
knew
popular.
what it was.
Yeah.
real?
I didn't
I'd
know what
never
it was.
heard
I
of
just
it.
random.
Yeah,
I
you
just came
So
across it.
the shock value on that would be insane.
Oh, it
you know?
was, yeah. They gave me like a USB drive and then like a link, and I watched the video. And my first thought was like, I'll bet this is some crazy online game, and they're gonna show me a video, and it's like a scavenger hunt or something. And then it's just Mr. Feeney, and I'm like, what's going on? What is this? And then he said my name, and at first that's normal because you see a video, someone says your name, you're used to hearing your name. It seems normal. But then I was like, wait a minute. Mr. Feeney just said my name. What's happening
yeah.
right now?
Yeah, am I in
Anyway,
trouble? Or-
Mind blowing.
That's sick. I bet you
Yeah.
got a great deal like 2 years ago too. For
Yeah.
it.
Discount.
Early adapter.
Discount
Adopter.
Mr. Feeney.
Yeah.
We did like a little promo for this new EP where we got Brian Baumgartner.
That name's so familiar.
He's
What does he do?
Kevin from The Office.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, to like talk about our band and be like, man, you guys need to go check out Pacific. They're amazing. You know, he knew so little details about our band. But I milked it for all it was worth.
Oh, my
Didn't he
gosh.
drop something about chili at the end of it too?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
has-
That's his
you have
thing.
to.
You gotta.
know?
That's his
Yeah.
thing.
I have to.
It was something about like they're better than chili, but just barely. Something like that. You know. So I'll take it. I'll take it.
This was amazing.
We did that. Night Tides did that with Will Friedle from Boy Meets World. Obviously on a Boy Meets World kick right now.
Eric.
Yeah, you must be.
Eric. Okay.
Eric
I
from
love
Boy Meets
Eric.
World. Yeah. So,
Oh my God.
so he goes.
Plays with
We did
squirrels.
it for Music City Mayhem. He was like, "Hey guys, this is Will Friedle here, telling you need to vote for Night Tides in Lightning
Wow.
100's Music City Mayhem." And he just goes on, and he keeps saying Night Tides in Music City Mayhem over and over.
Yeah.
It was a game changer.
That's
Game
amazing.
changer.
Yeah, your votes that night just like spiked.
skyrocketed.
Yeah. Your streams, everything. It just peaked. You know, yeah.
So, Anyway, this today's episode was brought to you by Cameo.com. I kind of I honestly have thought about like maybe once a year I'll just pay Mr. Feeney to say something to me.
I mean, very good on it. You've got a lot of years left, man.
Yeah.
95.
Well, that's the thing. I buy
Every
like
year.
10 this year,
He was-
and like he does, and I watch them once a
He
year.
was
I love
born
that.
during Prohibition.
That's
Yeah.
Stop
perspective.
Alcohol was illegal when he was born.
Wow.
Thanks, Mr.
What a
Feeney.
bummer.
And that's like Al Capone era too.
Oh yeah.
Al Capone was around.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's about all I know.
Probably took a lot of different stuff to be an actor back then too. I mean, you had to like, I don't know, be a theater dude.
I mean,
first.
probably at
Oh,
least
100%.
18. I don't know. You could be a newborn and be an actor.
Right.
So
I don't think he was acting in 1927. Like, he probably waited a few years.
That's right. If he got big in his 80s or whatever, in Boy Meets World.
Well, I think he, not to continue the Boy Meets World train forever.
No, it's,
Well,
it's
I-
fair.
I was going to say, I think he was like really, really big in the like 60s.
Whoa, whoa.
I mean, sorry about that.
Sorry, it's been a minute since we hit that button. I just needed to hit it.
He's still
Yeah.
alive.
Then now this might not be true, so feel free to fact check me. Especially because I'm actually, now I'm thinking about it, I might have heard this from you, so I definitely don't know if it's true.
Probably not true.
But I had heard, so he was really big time ago.
Hey,
Man.
Every time I say big, you're
You said it again.
but he only agreed to be on Boy Meets World with like certain like
Oh,
strict
yeah.
requirements
This is
of
true.
the content.
Really?
Like he wanted it to be like good and uplifting for kids, and and they
Wow.
just wanted to make some Disney Channel show.
No. Here's what he said.
I
and
love
I'm
Mr. Feeney.
going to try to do the voice.
Okay.
But just so you know, he's now 95, so I'm going to advance it to the age of 95.
Wow.
right? So
You are
yeah.
a
Wow.
thespian.
So he goes. So he was just on the podcast, and he goes. I felt that. No, I can't do it. I can't. I'm not gonna do
You built it up. You got to finish.
it. Okay. So, too many programs. No, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going
Oh
to.
Yeah.
my
So-
God.
Is that Gandalf?
You shall not pass. So
Corey Matthews. Yeah.
I know.
Corey Matthews, I am not trying to steal from you. I'm trying to help you. No, so he basically said that he didn't want it to disrespect teachers. He felt like there was too much disrespect for teachers.
Wow.
And so he didn't want it to be like a normal show where they make fun of the teacher and they're the butt of the joke. He wanted the teacher to be shown respect.
Wow.
Wow.
The real Mr. Rogers.
I did see something that it said, like as Corey and the kind of main characters aged, like you can see how their respect for their teachers grows. Like when he's younger and he's like at the youngest point, what is he in high school when he starts?
No.
Junior high.
Junior, when he's in junior high, and like the parents even and the teachers are kind of like funny and they say like dumb jokes, but then as he grows up to be like a mature adult, Mr. Feeney and all his teachers and his parents become a person of wisdom that he goes to. And I feel like that was I read that it was a big part of like that show's evolution, was to go from like a kid's perspective and their teachers to the parents to the like an adult's perspective, which
Now, I think you guys are a little younger than us, right? How
What makes
old
you
are guys?
think
Just
that?
because you
It's
could
the
hear,
baby rattle. Like,
you could hear the high frequency tone coming off of my vintage TV.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that's
I couldn't,
for him.
and I'm younger than both of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys half press the button on that camera?
yep, half press.
Because I think you guys mentioned some year earlier.
Should I press it again?
No,
Yeah.
just the
okay.
ones.
96, right here. Let's go.
That's when you were born.
That's when I was born.
96.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
Yeah.
That's my younger brother's age.
So you might not have experienced quite
Tell
the
him to hit me
way-
I
up.
was 9 when you were born.
Yeah, same.
Let's go.
Yeah.
So you're like my older brother. Maybe
Yeah.
I'm the younger brother
Yeah.
you have in another life.
True.
Yeah. Okay. See you
Fair.
there.
Fair. Okay. Fair.
But the experience of Boy Meets World was they were our age. And so
Yeah.
every year, like that was like it was
They're
close.
6 years
it was
older than us.
It was, no,
They're
it was
6 years
in the
older
show.
than us.
In the
Yes.
show?
No,
Yeah.
because
You just started
what year
watching
did
it
it come
later.
out?
I don't
Oh,
remember, but
man.
they are 6 years older than us.
Are you sure?
In the show.
Because I feel like it was like
They're all in their
almost like
40s now.
grade for grade growing up.
That
yeah,
is
but you were watching reruns.
I mean, that's.
My whole world
Wow.
is being shattered. Today.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
good planning, though. I mean, every 6 years, just cycle through, start it
A
over.
new generation's gonna dig this. Yeah.
Oh shoot, Boy Meets World New Generation.
we already tried Girl Meets World. It didn't work.
Okay,
Oh my
I
gosh.
actually watched all of Girl Meets World, and
No.
even though it
I
wasn't
watched the
nearly
first
as
2
good,
seasons.
I still really enjoyed it. And on the last episode, I teared up. because
What?
the last episode was really good.
I need to watch it.
not all
These
reruns
shows
are
make
bad.
me
It's not
cry.
that
I don't know.
Dude, Boy Meets World is like one of my favorite shows of all time. It's so good. I've never given it a chance though. A Girl Meets
Girl
World.
Meets World. It's worthwhile, and some of the episodes were directed by original actors, like Sean Hunter, aka
Yeah.
Ryder Strong, directed episodes of Girl Meets
The
World.
cameos of the original actors is the best part of that
Oh,
show.
that's amazing.
Especially the first episode.
I need to
I mean,
watch
the
it.
very first episode, they had Mr. Feeney for like one scene. And was he ever in it again?
I don't
know.
remember.
But
Rest in
but they
peace.
have like cameos and whatnot.
Dang, yeah.
Still alive.
but it's, but yeah, I don't know. I didn't finish it. It's not that good. It's not really
Okay.
worth it unless you just absolutely must because
fair
you
enough.
love Boy Meets World.
I feel like I would rather rewatch Boy Meets World.
yeah, that's a better choice.
I don't know though. Sometimes when you revisit old stuff, it's not as good as you remember it. Sometimes it's just
That's
best
true.
to keep it in the memory. You know.
Yeah.
Did
So-
you write a song about this?
yeah.
Yeah, it's a good segue. Yeah,
I think it's called Goodbyes.
yeah. That is
yeah.
actually facts.
Are you playing that tonight?
We're not.
No.
We're not playing that song.
Feel free to go
I mean,
to
unless-
Pacific Spotify and listen to Goodbyes.
Goodbyes. Yeah, just bring
about
bring
that.
some Kleenex or something.
Actually, go watch the music video because the music video for it was pretty fun to make.
That's right. One shot.
Yeah.
We do a lot of one shots.
Oh, really?
I don't
One-shots
know,
are
yeah.
We've
cool.
done
I
a
like
few
that.
actually.
I think 3 or 4 one shots as a band. Don't know why.
Well, that is a perfect segue into playing the next song.
Let's go.
So
Let's do it.
what's the next song we're gonna be hearing?
We're gonna play our song that's about to pass 1 million streams, which we're stoked about. It's called "Where You Are Forever." It was kind of our first certified banger of a song,
And
I call it.
also our first like debut as a band.
That's true.
Like we played a show at the High Watt.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace.
Yeah.
Like right when it came out, and it was like the 3 of us for the
Yeah.
first time
The
on
debut.
stage.
That's right. I remember that night very well.
Yeah.
So "Where You Are Forever." So we're gonna play another song. This one is about to pass 1 million on Spotify, and we're proud of that. It's a love song about being with the person that you love absolutely forever, and it's called "Where You Are Forever," but it's with a WYAF if you look it up. So take notes. Here's "Where You Are Forever."
Where
Heck yeah.
And we're back.
And that was WYAF. YAF.
YF. Yeah, I know. People get pretty confused on that one. At shows, like I've had people that go like, "Can you play that song?" Like they don't know what to say. They like try to spell it with their fingers.
It's a
Yeah,
word.
we're not.
Y. Like how do you do a Y and an F? Like, yeah.
Yeah, we're not a big fan of SEO, search engine optimization over here.
No, honestly, no. I think that's kind of screwed us sometimes. Don't name your bands a generic name like Pacific. You know,
Yeah.
it hurts you for years on the front end.
Years.
Well, have you ever tried Googling your name, seeing if you find yourself on the internet? I can't do that because my name is Jury. So it comes a bunch of just court documents.
Yeah,
So I can never find anything. Same deal. Same deal.
Jobs hate
Pacific,
'em.
Just find the ocean.
and you're in danger if you do one day find your name.
Right, that's a
When you
problem.
go- I know.
That's a problem.
Jury goes to jury. Like, whoa, what'd he do?
Jury decided by jury.
Yeah.
20 years.
Have you ever done jury duty?
Yeah, like a bunch of times. And I feel like a bunch
Really?
of times, not like done it, but like called in
Yeah.
for it a lot.
No way.
And I'm pretty sure it's because they think it's funny. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Like, I'm sure it's supposed to be random, but like I've done it like 15
Check this out.
times. Like, come on.
How many times have you actually like gone in?
Oh, I always go. I always go.
But how many? Sorry,
like-
you always go. How many times has that happened?
Oh, like go into like the
How
top of
many
the lawyers?
times have you had to go into the courtroom to do jury duty? Like you went
Have you,
there.
How many times
I-
have you been summoned from
Yes.
jury duty?
Like 15 times, yeah.
15
And every time I go.
How?
I mean, I think
Okay,
that over
you
like,
wanna know
over
how
like
many-
20 years.
You want to know how
15
many times
years.
I've gone
None.
with the name Ryan? One time.
Okay.
One time.
I'd have to actually like really count, but it's definitely at least 10, I would say.
Guys, I've
That's
never
safe.
even been summoned.
Neither have I.
I think
You
they have the
probably
wrong
have.
address.
You just like didn't get the letter. You're wanted in like 6 states.
Yeah.
Like it's you're just a
that would
felon.
explain a lot. Yeah.
That is crazy. What if
Nick,
there's
have
just
you ever been
someone
called?
there? I've been called once, but I like took the student leave.
Wow, I really feel like they're really sticking it to me now that I realize everybody else is doing it one time in their
Me and
life.
Nick are on one, Will and Corey
I've
on
done it
none.
so many times. I've gone so many
15.
times. I get so many free days off work for that. It's so nice.
Thank you for your service.
I cannot believe this.
What if we're like uncovering some kind of conspiracy over here? You know?
Oh,
Like they have a
100%.
list of names. Like, hey, let's call that jury guy
Yeah.
again.
I know it's just someone just sitting there just
This guy-
giggling. Just
I
just think
set up another one.
It's just
Yeah.
it's just idiots like typing like, I don't know, gotta find someone who wants to do jury duty. What do I type? Jury?
yeah,
I don't
sure.
know what to do. And your name comes up and they're like, okay.
That'll do. There's only one of them.
But really only
In the
one
world.
time. One time. One time?
One
Once.
time. That is
Zero
Zero
bizarre.
times?
None.
I have never heard of anyone with more than like one time in their life.
Like
real,
I've
yeah.
always said that before. Like I get called a lot because of my name, like as a joke. I've said that for a long time. I didn't know it was true.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't realize it was so disproportionate.
My theory is it's just simple probability. They go through each name one time. And then so there's a lot of nicks, so they're going to roll the dice, and there's
Pick
going to be a
one
lot of
nick only.
right.
Yeah.
But when they get to jury, you're just rolled every
It's
time.
me or
you
my
know?
dad. That's
Yeah.
it. And he's a felon. He can't be on juries. So
Okay,
it's just me now.
So it's
We're
you.
back to that.
So it's you.
That is nuts.
Well,
All right, cool. Well, who has some real deep stuff to talk about?
Deep stuff?
Go ahead.
I'm not
Go
going to grab
ahead.
any conspiracy you want.
We haven't addressed any conspiracies on this podcast.
Not since we started back up. No,
At least
it's a
not the
problem.
reincarnation.
Yeah, yeah.
We did have an episode where we went like deep into Bigfoot.
Yo.
I don't know if you
Yeah.
guys are believers.
we're believers.
Believers.
But yeah, we've talked about a lot of different conspiracy things.
And back in the day, we had a producer on, Malcolm Springer, who talked a lot about his Bigfoot hunts.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is fascinating to me. I think I'm a believer in Bigfoot.
Go off.
All right,
on.
here we go.
Real
That's what I'm
quick.
looking for.
This is like
right
super
now.
Joe Rogan, but pull that
Yeah.
that mic a little closer to your mouth.
Oh my bad. Sorry.
Yeah.
Check.
Yeah.
Hello.
This is going to be a clip on TikTok later. I'm going to see.
Oh god.
It's gonna
So,
be like
okay, why? Why?
Okay.
What
well,
makes you believe?
When I was younger, there was a movie. So it was a fiction movie. It was called, what was it called? Like Little
Harry and the
Bigfoot.
Hendersons.
Do you remember this?
No?
No. It was like Little Bigfoot.
Okay.
Do you guys remember?
Okay.
Does this ring a
It
bell?
sounds familiar. I don't know.
Littlefoot was
I
like
feel
the
like-
dinosaur Land Before Time.
I feel like it was maybe made in the 80s. It was a
Littlefoot, okay.
movie about like a little baby Bigfoot.
That's
Oh, that sounds vaguely
I think
familiar.
he like lost his way.
Of
I
course
do
he
not
did.
remember. Wes, can we bring up a Little Bigfoot movie?
Yeah, see if this is even real.
Genius.
I just remember watching it, and I just felt so much for this little Bigfoot because it was like a little baby Bigfoot, like lost in the forest, trying to find his Bigfoot mom. And I was like, man.
So you just decide, like, you just want to.
Oh
believe?
hell yes!
Yeah.
Yeah. Let us hear the sound on that trailer.
Is this it?
Wait,
Yeah, let's hear that trailer.
You got to bring it back to the other screen, I think, to unmute it. Do we not have audio?
No, there's audio.
right.
If you just gotta hit that
Look at
X.
that! Look at the IMDb rating, 3.3.
Absolute masterpiece.
That's believable.
But
Hey,
Wesley, hit
That's
the
believable.
X so we can hear the sound.
Man, they were just making any fucking movie back then, weren't they?
Truly.
To be fair, I don't know if they're doing any different.
it changed his belief.
It
you
changed
know,
my,
like-
it changed my
whole
belief in
belief.
Bigfoot. I was like, man, I just hope there's a little Bigfoot out there who's just happy with his family.
so the movie was just so touching. It had to
Yeah,
be real.
don't even
mean-
get me started on Slim Jim commercials because then that's the
Wait, are
other
you telling me
phone.
you believe in Slim Jims?
Oh, I will snap into a Slim Jim any day of the week.
Oh.
Oh, dude, especially
Well-
after school. Oh my gosh, those Slim Jims.
Dude,
school.
they
It hit different after school.
They
They
hit.
do.
After school.
So your Bigfoot belief is only founded in this movie?
Little
Yeah,
Bigfoot.
yeah,
It's a
pretty
little
much.
thin.
Yeah.
It's a little thin of an argument.
I think there was a History Channel show too called like Hunting Sasquatch, something like that.
In Search of Sasquatch.
In Search of Sasquatch.
I learned about
People
that
know
from the
too
Tenacious D
well.
movie.
And that was extremely entertaining to me. I love to believe that there's like undiscovered species and animals and creatures in this world, especially in the ocean. Don't even get me started in the ocean.
Let's
Oh,
go.
I want to get you started on
Yeah.
the ocean. Let's talk about the ocean for a minute.
Now we're
Oh
talking.
my god.
Okay, definitely believed in Loch Ness growing up, and like still kind of see those things every
Nessie,
now and then.
Definitely real.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I'm on
What if
board
I
with
told
Ness.
you
This
that?
is the cryptozoology podcast.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
What if I told you it was just driftwood, though? What would you say?
I would say you haven't seen the evidence.
Yeah, I've never seen driftwood form like that. You know, with on the low res cameras.
I thought it'd be
that-
kind of ominous if I hit the table right now.
You want to know something I actually
Who's
heard
that?
about?
It's Nessie.
It's a giant squid.
I will say though, they just have figured out how to make money on people. You know, like they're gonna milk Loch Ness and Bigfoot forever.
Yeah.
You know what? Something
Yeah.
I actually learned about the Loch Ness monster, though. You've seen the pictures of like the little
Little head coming
little
out.
squiggly
A million
thing.
times.
Obviously.
Yeah.
So
One of the
I don't know
basics.
if
Back
this
on
is-
my
I don't know
phone.
if this is appropriate or not.
Hold
but
on. Let's give a
It
disclaimer.
is.
Corey's the accountant of the band. So Corey's going to
actually
give the
do.
most
Yeah.
like realistic
Well,
opinion.
okay. Well, I don't
Naturalist.
know if this is inappropriate. Do whatever. But I've heard that that little picture that you've all seen, little grayed out pixely thing with little squiggly lines sticking out. It's in the same exact shape as a whale's penis.
Whoa.
Really?
That's a hot
So-
So there's whales in Loch Ness.
And guess how big it
Who
is?
would have known?
Which is crazy.
Huge.
Which is crazy because San Diego literally means a whale's vagina.
That's a lie.
So-
That's crazy.
No, that's the truth. Yeah.
There's something going on here.
That's a lie.
And in
I
San
refuse.
Diego
Hey Wesley,
County,
can
I
you
don't
pull that
believe
one up?
That's the picture. That's
That's
the picture,
it.
yeah.
That's the one.
I've seen that picture.
I prefer to look
a
at
million
the
times.
photos, you know, that are clearly.
I like the much more
That is
clear.
insane.
Yeah, on the left there. That's the one that I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no and
How can
love.
you
Evidence?
refute that?
that is a whale's penis.
Look, the
And a
Loch
whale's
Ness
vagina in San
monster
Diego.
is just a Leopleurodon. That's all it is. It's just a Leopleurodon that's still alive.
Leopleurodon.
It's a Leopleurodon,
And it's hiding 'cause they're
Charlie.
Well, it's just like you know,
It's
there was
like,
like
where's that coming
you know, there's like whales that they think were extinct that then they found way later. You know,
Yeah, dude. The ocean is just
it's big.
so
It's
big.
freaky. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that.
And have you seen some of the
scary.
things at like the bottom of the ocean? You know, you see those shit. You're
yeah,
just like
dude.
that's not on Earth. Like, that's
Translucent
not
crap.
real.
Fucking
Yeah,
animal.
like glowing, like
Like
crazy teeth.
Blinking lights on their like freaking forehead.
Yeah,
real.
like who installed the LEDs? You know,
Yeah. Elon Musk.
God.
He's been quiet for a while now. Yeah. Hello. Wait, I
putting
gotta get
chips in all
something.
our fish.
I gotta get something straight though. So Corey, you think that a whale swam on its back?
Yeah, just giving us a show.
Flashing
Upside
the
down.
crowds.
it needed some air, you know.
I don't think that's how it breathes.
Yeah. All right.
Flashing all of human civilization. And then,
It's not that I'm learning a lot about Loch Ness. It's that I'm learning a lot about you right now. And we're going to talk later about all that.
We're gonna have to have a serious discussion.
Weirdly, one of the better burger places in San Diego, and I don't know if you've ever been there,
Yeah.
is it's called Nessie Burger in Temecula.
No, don't go to Temecula. It's not San Diego.
Yeah, in Temecula. It's still San Diego County. There's
it's-
Nessie Burger.
It's not. It's in Temecula County.
No.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as Temecula County.
There's
It's
probably not.
all San Diego County.
Pretty sure I just made that up. but I
until
don't
it
think it's
becomes
in
Riverside.
Riverside
So,
County. You're right.
In
right.
San Diego County, there's a place called Nessie Burger. Nessie, he just said that it's a whale's penis. San Diego means a whale's vagina.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
So-
What's happening right now?
If you put the two together,
you get a burger.
You get baby Bigfoot. I'm pretty sure.
Really,
that's
really
where
good
Bigfoot
burger.
comes from.
Bigfoot burger meat.
How did a Bigfoot come out of a
Don't
Nessie?
question it.
Yeah,
it's
sorry.
science.
Yeah.
You just got to accept the facts.
Out of two whales.
I
Maybe
see.
a whale's being born. I feel like it's more likely a whale.
Yeah, it's
whale's
more
penis,
beautiful
whale's
than what we
vagina,
know.
whale.
I think it's symbolic of like, the fault line running underneath it, right? I've
San
heard about
Andreas,
this.
The
yeah.
San Andreas Fault.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the whale.
Yeah, there's a fault line here. There's a Nashville. There's a fault line that goes like
What?
right through
You're
Nashville.
kidding. Another
Not like
thing.
not like through downtown, but it's
Oh,
like
gosh.
we're like real close. I don't know why y'all don't have earthquakes here.
Oh gosh.
You got everything else.
Interesting, huh?
How are we going to explain this after the tornadoes?
Seriously.
and the bombing that we don't talk about?
Right. I feel like that happened and then no one talked about it ever again.
Right?
That was bizarre.
Like there was just I was in San Diego at the time and it was Christmas
Same.
Day. And I just get a text like bomb went off in Nashville. I was like, I'm glad I came to San Diego for
Yeah.
Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I was
the
gone,
guys
too.
That was bizarre.
upstairs that live right above where we are right now texted me on Christmas Day asking about it.
really?
Because that's really close to here
Yeah.
where we're at.
That's right down the road.
And I was like super duper sick. It was weird. It was like COVID year. It was 2020.
Yeah.
But I had strep throat. I didn't have COVID, and but I was incredibly sick and like kind of out of my mind sick. And I get this text like, "Are you okay? Did you hear the bomb?" And I'm like, "What's going on?"
Yeah,
Wait,
yeah.
In my
Heard the bomb?
delusional
Like, nah,
state.
man, you're the bomb. Like,
Yeah.
No,
It's a
I mean we're
setup.
super close. Like we might have heard it here. I don't know. I wasn't here when it
Yeah,
happened.
'cause
Yeah,
less,
yeah.
Than, less than 2 miles from here for
But
sure. right?
literally, and it doesn't probably feel like it, but we're underground right now. So when there's blasting in Nashville for construction, like I hear it down here.
Wow.
Oh, that's,
Whoa.
Yeah.
I wonder if did you hear all the Belmont blasting
That
that, was
sounds some
going on?
Beethoven
Probably.
stuff
It was
right
like
there.
twice a day for
Oh
like
yeah.
2 years.
Oh yeah. Like every day at like 1 p.m. I would
Yeah.
hear like a
That was the Belmont blast.
I would hear a sound and I thought it was the guys upstairs moving furniture, but it was actually a bomb.
Yeah, our whole office would
That's
shake
insane, dude.
Or
like twice a day every time they did it.
underground species that are moving around.
It could
Underground
be.
whales? Can we connect this?
How does
Swimming
Bigfoot
upside
get from
down?
point A to point B?
Right, without being seen. And he's been spotted a lot of places.
underground tunnels in Nashville,
This
Pigeon
is
Forge,
a deep conspiracy.
Rocky Mountains. We're the bridge. Wow.
Do you guys believe in Bigfoot? What are y'all feeling?
I don't.
No, okay, well,
Do you?
here's my Bigfoot theory.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Bigfoot's probably not real. Probably
Yeah,
dead.
Fair enough.
But I do believe there probably was, and it was probably Gigantopithecus, which we have fossils of, and it looked like a lot of people explain Bigfoot as. Like it's possible they lived longer, but they've been gone for a long time now,
Wow.
I'm sure.
Wait, I think
So
I heard
do
this
you-
recently. They were like, they thought they were a species of giant humans, but they realized their DNA is more like orangutans.
Right.
Right. From what I
Wild.
heard.
And Gigantopithecus was essentially a giant ape.
Yeah.
So do you think that original photo of Bigfoot was real?
No.
You mean the one that's clearly a dude in a costume? Because that one I give no credence to. Like that was just like a dude in like a gorilla suit.
yeah.
Like that one's awful.
But what's the motivation behind that hobby? Just to walk around forest in a costume?
Look,
Obviously
I would
the
love
drama.
to believe. Like
Do you
I'm
know-
looking to believe. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
even I can't buy that shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's this Instagram I follow, and by the way, if you don't, you should. It's called Facts Weird. Facts FACTS Weird.
I love
And
this.
and it's just all these bizarre stories. And one said that there was this guy who walked around and he did a hoax where he had like giant, I don't know if they're made of wood or whatever, but like penguin shaped feet things he put. And he walked around and made it look like a 30-foot penguin was walking around on beaches.
Whoa.
Yeah, I was in Florida.
And he did
it
this
for like a long
hoax
ass time
for
right?
like 30 or 40 years.
That's crazy.
Low key, that was in an episode of Modern Family.
Was
as
it?
Well,
Was
yeah,
it?
I
It's
just
a real
watched
story.
it.
It's a real
So,
story.
I guess I didn't realize they were just ripping that story off, but
That's crazy.
But
That's pretty dope.
why? I want to know why.
honestly, with
Why
all the
not?
stuff I've heard in the last few years about weird things people do, that does not surprise me.
Right.
In
that's
the
just
least.
that's just standard.
That's pretty normal now. Yeah. Like next.
It's like, oh, he's just doing it. He's just living his truth, you know?
That's right. Yeah. Penguin feet on the beach, dude.
I want to know more about these like hoaxers. Like, do they
Yeah.
have a underground society of hoaxing?
And if so, how can we get in on it?
Right.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Why
They
aren't we a
monetize
part
that.
of it?
Yeah.
We could start it. Oh, and now we can't. We just said it to the internet. God.
Okay. Dang it.
See, here's a weird
Ignore
question.
everything we just said.
So you guys were actually a band pre-2020,
Yeah.
and then you did the whole 2020 vibe, and now here you are on the other end of that. So
Yeah.
what happened? What did you do?
That's a great question.
During
What was
2020.
what was going
It was
on?
a little rough.
Yeah.
Besides the
Was it
loneliness.
super cool?
Yeah.
I know.
Will and I lived together at the time. That's when I actually moved in with Will. Best memories ever. We moved in together and we set up our whole living room as like a live performance setup. So we had the drum
Oh, that's
set
cool.
in front of the TV. We had mic stands, XLR cables and everything just in the living room because we were filming daily covers and posting them on YouTube, which you can
That's dope.
still go see. So Will's a very driven person. All credit to Will because this was all his idea. But we started posting daily videos, or was it every other day? We were posting every other day videos of covers filmed in the living room. This was like early 2020.
Yeah, it was kind of right as TikTok was becoming a thing, and like
Yeah.
we were like that's stupid. This is such a dumb thing.
Yep.
And we did do a couple TikTok stuff, but like had nothing get off the ground. So we were like, this is a lot of effort for something we don't really like, and so we just like stopped for a while, and then come to find 2 years later, there's some staying power in all of it. And so I was like, dang, just wish we would have dedicated a little more time to that. But yeah, we tried to stay busy. We definitely grew a lot during COVID.
Yeah.
We started working with a marketing company here in town for the first time, like putting money behind what we were doing, like releases, and we're seeing things working out in cool new ways. So that was cool. It made it feel like we were still doing stuff, even though we couldn't tour. Like we would kind of reallocate touring money to marketing, basically.
Yeah, it was also the first time that I have had a break from like working a full-time job in like 10 years too. So I had no idea what to do with my free time. But at that point as a band, we were hiring somebody to do kind of our playback through Ableton Live and like our lights and stuff. And over like the pandemic, I really just kind of deep dived into Ableton. Sorry, Live.
Well, it's not called Ableton anymore.
No, well, it's called Ableton is the company. The DAW is called Live.
Be like calling Logic Apple.
Apple.
You know what I mean?
see.
Like
Okay.
Apple's Logic Pro, it's Ableton Live. So it's called Live. Anyway, I got really into like
Everyone calls it Ableton.
I know everyone does. Yeah, I do too. I'm not going to be like a like a purist in that, but I got really into it and I learned a lot about it, even like the music production side of Ableton Live. Basically came out of 2020 not having to hire that guy anymore. Kind of built all the tracks and live shows out myself and yeah, it's pretty. I wanted to make it productive.
Yeah.
Basically.
I feel like that was what you did in COVID. It was either like you were super lazy and realizing things about the world, like kind of being stuck in it all, or you were like the opposite. You were like super driven. I saw people just like they've been like getting in shape. They like built home gyms, like that kind of stuff. So I feel like we tried to do that in the music realm. For him, it was like learning DAWs and our light show and stuff. For me, it was like writing and
You wrote a ton of songs. Like every day you were writing music.
yeah. I was trying to do that a lot.
Peace of Mind was one of our songs that we have on Spotify right now. That was written in like 4 hours in the middle of the pandemic, which was really sweet.
Yeah, it's like a super COVID themed song. So like check it out. I feel like it's a timepiece on
It's still one of
COVID.
my favorites, honestly.
It is so good.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's such a good
no
song.
cred on that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend on Sunday, and I was like, I just had this kind of like internal thought / epiphany, and then I shared with her like, you know what? My life is so much better because of COVID. Like,
Same.
Wow.
you too?
Not even close.
Yeah, I was like, when I think about it, like there was a lot of inciting incidents because of COVID that now I look at my life and I'm like, oh, so many things are better. And one of them, by the way, Wesley, is you.
Wow.
Hey.
Wesley's here. He just gave us a wave. I hope you're going to the Wesley Cam for a second. Go to the Wesley Cam. Yeah.
Anyway,
There's a Wesley Cam.
yeah, he's got his own.
I
in
see
there.
it. Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. But I think a lot of things in my and I won't go into them right now, but I'll just say like a lot of things in my life I'm like, you know what? I'm better off now. That was a good departure that made some cool things happen. And obviously like also for some like literally COVID's I should say like some people died. So for some people COVID was the worst thing that ever happened to them. But I think anytime anything happens, it's like a big shift in society. It gives you an opportunity to kind of reevaluate what you're doing. And for me, I was lucky that my reevaluations, I kind of feel like I'm better now than I was. So,
Well, on top of that, it's not just even from an individual standpoint. Like I agree with you. Like I feel like outside the fact that I can't eat any food, but besides that, COVID was dope for me personally.
Yeah.
But from a societal standpoint, it was also, or from a technological standpoint, it was also dope. Like it pushed things forward. It made a lot of companies like go to work from home things than they never would before, and adopt new technologies and change the way they're doing things. And people haven't really had to change the way they're doing things for like since the internet came out. That was the last time.
Yeah.
You know. And I don't know. I mean, obviously, a lot of terrible things happened. A lot of people died, which is a tragedy.
Yeah.
Which you can't discount.
Yeah.
But if you could discount it, everything else about
You
COVID,
just-
I
They're not listening.
you
absolutely
just
love.
earned us one of those Spotify like click here for the information about COVID-19 banners.
It's like
Activate.
crap. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you could discount it, I'd be like, pandemic every year. Like, let's keep rolling these
Yeah.
things in one
yeah.
after another.
Hey.
If we just had to not kill everybody.
Knock on wood, man. Monkeypox, I heard of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's not get that out.
Yeah, I don't want there to be more pandemics because I don't
Yeah.
want people to die.
I think Corey, you're still not in the office full time, right?
Yeah, honestly, like that's something I didn't even realize I valued so much until COVID. Because I mean, I literally do work in accounting, and I was in the office 5 days a week, and now I'm in 1 day a week, and I'm like, how did I ever drive there every day?
Right. And you'd never want to go back to living that life. It
No,
just changes
never.
your whole life. Like, I started a new job a couple months ago, and they told me I would have to be in the office 1 day a week. And I almost considered like a red flag. I was almost like, ugh, I don't know about this place.
Yeah.
Like, why? You know?
How many days? Yeah.
Every Monday?
One?
Yeah.
Are you serious? One? That's nuts.
What's the pay again? Yeah. Yeah, I super agree. And I think that everything has nuance. And I think that that was something that was frustrating me about the internet during COVID is like, we were so hyper, like one thing. It has to be this one thing, you know? And it's like, you can look at a pandemic and say, there was a ton of bad stuff that happened as well as a lot of cool, good invention. I think, in fact, there was a lot of stuff going around during COVID where they were talking about inventions of the past being invented that totally, like light bulbs and such.
Comes
that
out
were
of strife. Strife leads to innovation.
Right. You got to think a new way around the problem. And so I super agree. And I feel like we haven't even scratched the surface on the innovations too, you know. We're still figuring out what, like all the new stuff that COVID brought along.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy because, like, first of all, is COVID? Are we still in a pandemic? Like, no one's called the official end. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know.
Dude, like, I don't know anymore.
I felt like somebody needs to. I was hoping in the beginning that Biden would at some point go like we would have a V-Day where he'd come out and be like,
yeah,
"COVID's over."
propped up on stilts and weekend at Bernie all over the stage. But
Weekend at Bernie's. COVID's over. Joe Biden's been dead since 1997, but
easily.
but
Yeah. I feel like once the airports called the masks thing, I feel like that was officially it.
that was a big thing. Yeah.
Like it's like the
Haven't been on a
airports-
plane since then, but
Yeah.
I'm
Fair
looking
enough.
forward to
Yeah.
it.
Okay, so back to the band. Like, are you guys doing this all yourselves? Do you guys have like management? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely call us an indie band. We have like worked
Sorry. Ryan, you bumped the camera when.
Oh, I did.
Probably
God?
I might have bumped it on the way back in.
Perfect right there.
God.
Back.
Okay.
Yeah, right there.
Great.
I'm so sorry. I'll give you
Yeah.
another shot.
No, it's cool. That was Jury's fault.
It's fine. 'Cause I don't give a fuck.
You don't give a what?
Dude.
You don't give a.
That's what you get for my sister.
In the context of marriage,
Yeah.
You.
Silly.
In the context of.
you
All right, he's giving you the thumbs
Everybody's
up.
afraid to say anything now.
I know.
you
I know.
you I will just you
Nick is seeing a therapist. Yeah.
I am. That was very cathartic for me.
Thanks for letting me let that out.
Yeah, I really appreciate that.
So, okay. So, back to Pacific. So, are you guys doing this all on your own? Do you have a manager? Are you fully indie? Like, what does that look like?
Yeah. So I'd definitely call us an indie band. We since we started, I think the idea was like we've heard horror stories, I think, growing up and everything about labels, and then we've kind of existed in like a turning of the page in how people consume music / who manages music. You've heard the whole like labels don't have power anymore type of thing, which I think is partly true, partly not true. Like they definitely still are relevant. So anyway, I think have been really drawn to the idea of building a team ourselves, that people that we also believe in and like personally know they know our vision. They're not just coming to try to milk the profit out of us in the music industry, but that catch a little bit of what we're going for. Like we're really trying to connect with people and get to like have them experience our music in a way that is meaningful to them, and we want people that understand that's our first foot forward, and so we've had a manager for a while, great relationship. We got an agent, a booking agent, our first one at the end of COVID, which is kind of a weird time to get an agent for the first time. We like booked every show ourselves. We played over 100 shows in our first year and a half, and like we're just hitting the road, smacking it, doing all the house shows.
What's crazy to me is I think before like the lockdown happened with COVID and everything, I feel like we had a ton of momentum. So at that point we had a manager, we had a booking agent, we were being scouted by a talent agency, and we opened for American Authors at the Basement East a week before the tornado destroyed it.
Oh, wow.
There's those tornadoes.
You gotta watch out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we were being scouted. We weren't officially signed with this company yet. But once the lockdown happened, some of these agents were furloughed, like a lot of Americans were, and were able to start their own businesses and companies. And one of those agents reached out to us, who actually helped us get that gig with American Authors. And
he helped us get some like live streaming shows during COVID that I think we would have no idea how to do that and get those opportunities. And then as the world started to pick back up, we saw our friends and like other artists in our niche kind of announcing tours, touring together. And that was kind of right when shows fell off for us. We were like, what's going on? So,
I will say as well, we had maybe 40 shows or so that were completely DIY booked the year of 2020.
Yeah.
That we canceled, and that was probably the most shows we'd ever booked.
Yeah.
A, on our own, and B, that we've ever had in like the span of a summer.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely the most consecutive.
Yeah.
And all independent. So we like worked with this agent, and he was great. We had a great relationship with him, but the like opportunities kind of fell off, and so we decided to part ways and go independent again, because also we learned that it's kind of bad taste to like pursue a new agent if you're already in a relationship with one. So we were like, we definitely don't want that. So
But who says it's bad taste? Is it just the agent?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I was just thinking like down the same path.
Because it's just like when you have a job, like it's, they don't want you going to
Yeah.
interviews and stuff, but
Yeah.
also like, fuck that job. Like I'm getting a new job.
No joke.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's true.
it's true, and that could be so real, but
100%. I was just so I had a client last week that told me about this movie. I can't remember what it's called, but it's from the 90s and early 90s, and it's called, it has River Phoenix in it. That's how people find whatever the hell it is. Wesley, could you look up Nashville? It takes place at the Bluebird, and it has River Phoenix in it. Anyway, that movie, he was like signed to an agent or manager, and then he wanted to get signed to somebody new, and it was like this whole thing, like, oh, you're already signed to them. It's kind of interesting how, like, oh yeah, that's the movie, The Thing Called Love. The Thing Called Love. Wesley coming in clutch.
Yeah.
Thanks, Wes.
So,
Are you using Bing out
by
there?
the way,
or is that-
by the way, movie, not very good. I wouldn't recommend watching it.
Okay.
I like paid $4 on Amazon, so I finished it. Don't invest your money into The Thing Called Love.
Bad
Damn.
investment.
Yeah,
Deal.
$4
yeah.
Yeah, that's expensive.
Sheesh, dude.
On our salary? No.
But I will say, I'm thinking the same thing as you, which is like, yeah, wait a minute, that's kind of bullshit that they're like, hey, you shouldn't switch people because that's bad taste. That is the establishment gatekeepers creating a way so that you
Have to go through their system.
and you benefit them.
Yeah, it benefits them, not you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. But we have no idea. And if we don't want to burn a bridge if we don't have to.
That's
You
fair.
know?
Yeah,
and
totally
so,
fair.
like that. So we just honored that. And I mean, we didn't really lose much anyway. And so since then, we've been back on the independent thing, booking our own shows, kind of things that come our way through the fans that we've made through our own kind of effort over the years. That's been like, it reminded me how much I hated it before COVID, honestly, just booking shows and
Yeah.
doing all the logistics around it. It just kind of kills your creative drive a little
Yeah.
bit. And it's just a difficult thing. I see why they have portions of like this market for that. But right now, I think we're just trying to, it's also been more complicated by the whole TikTok thing. Like, we're seeing that, you know, opportunities that we maybe would have had a shoe in for kind of before COVID, just based on kind of the whole, you meet people, they connect you. Now TikTok, you could be a nobody from a nowhere and go viral. You know how the concept of like intersectionality, you know, it's like you're not only this thing, you're another thing. It was like COVID happened, it changed the industry as is. It canceled all live events. But not only that, everyone went online and discovery happened in a really kind of cool way. But for people who just aren't about it, I've said for a long time, when I got into music, I didn't say I want to be a content creator. That sounds awesome. You know, I would have like been a YouTuber if that's what I wanted to
Right.
do.
Influencer.
Yeah, totally. And there were plenty of opportunities to do that for years before, but I never wanted to be that. I wanted to be an artist, a musician who wrote music, recorded music, released music, and then went and played that music, you know? And I mean, for sure, make videos on the road, you know, have fun, record it, like make videos of it and then give it to people. That sounds awesome, but not in the way we understand it now, which is like package yourself in 10 seconds, make sure you're retaining people's attention, and then get them through to the end of the video, because then a computer algorithm is going to send it to more people. And I think that has just like, I struggle to say it's a bad thing, because I think it's given a lot of opportunity to people who deserve it that they might not have gotten the opportunities otherwise. But it's just definitely not how I'm wired, and not how I feel connected to human beings. I feel connected to them in a live scenario, and now there are people who blew up on this app who are getting opportunities that, you know, maybe a few years ago we would have had a better shot at. That now being independent is difficult, because even labels are scrambling like, this video went viral, we should just sign them, you know, because it already is a proven product.
They're already going to bring in money no matter what you do.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And so if something already works, they're like, great. We don't have to like test it, you know?
So then maybe they're much less willing now to invest in something small when there's already so many big things out there they can just pick up for free.
Definitely.
sure.
Oh, and I see it firsthand in like meetings with A&R people, or, you know, other artists, managers, the first question they ask me always now is, "Are you on TikTok? How often are you posting on TikTok?" And it's just like,
Weird.
Yeah.
when did it become like this? You know, you're kind of forced into it. I respect it being a great tool, but the fact that you get forced into it is a little annoying. But then again, I see the same pattern in a lot of things like CDs and streaming when that first started. You know, you can't like really.
Right. It's just a cycle that comes back around in the new technological way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I've tried hard not to fight it, but it definitely is against my nature. So we've
So-
tried to figure that out.
So in 2022, Pacific isn't represented by anybody, doesn't have managers. We're DIY, grassroots again, just like we started, navigating the world of TikTok and content creation.
Yeah. Playing shows to people who like our music.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Whoever would have us.
Yeah, straight up. I think we make good stuff and we're always getting better. Like like if you listen for our first stuff into our stuff now, you can just see the
You
journey.
can hear it. Yeah,
you can hear the journey,
Yeah.
the maturity. And I hope that people are drawn to that, you know, that they see a journey rather than like it's polished out of the gates and, you know, they were destined for greatness at the beginning. You know, I'm a huge Coldplay fan and I love seeing videos of them kind of sounding like an emo, like kind of a crappy band at the start. And, you know, some people love it now, but that's the thing is like, is it good? You know, who knows?
Well,
But-
what's good?
Yeah.
Right.
You know,
Or
is it just what you like? What
Exactly.
Your preference,
Yeah.
you know?
Or is it
Cold-
good because you know who they are now?
Yeah.
And I will say some things are objectively good or
Yeah.
bad, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Like sometimes you hear something and you're like, that's just objectively
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Poor.
nails on a chalkboard is pretty
Right,
bad
you
for
know.
sure.
Dude,
But outside of that,
Coldplay's last album, I forget what it was called. It was something like Day and Night.
Yeah.
Not the new one,
But it was
Everyday
like-
Life.
Yeah, the Everyday,
Everyday
Life.
Life.
Thank you.
We watched the premiere of that on
It
YouTube.
was so good.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
album was so good. To me, it was like a return to form with like, it was a concept album. I loved it.
Yeah.
Agreed, dude. I mean, I got up early and went to bed late for the streams and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
I saw
live
them.
from Israel or something.
Yeah, from
Dude.
Jordan.
crazy.
Jordan, yeah.
Freaking sick. I know.
Okay, I have a question.
Come
You've
on.
got, I just noticed for the first time you have a pearl necklace.
Yes.
Talk to me about that.
Well, explain it, please.
Okay, wow, I love it. Pearl necklace. My fiance actually would laugh that you're asking this question because she was making fun of me for getting a pearl necklace. I said,
By the way, congratulations on getting engaged, apparently.
"Thank you, man. I know, dropping
Congrats,
that one,
baby.
Thank you. Yeah,
Kate is the bomb.
Kate's the bomb. It's her name. Will and Kate, royal couple.
Yeah.
I don't know why I cussed there. It just came over me.
I just felt it.
Sometimes you
Royal
feel
couple,
right.
bitch.
Wait, do that again?
Yeah.
Royal couple, bitch.
What was I talking about?
What's funny is like we've cussed a bunch during this episode, and none of them are bleeped out. But we've bleeped out completely innocuous dialogue.
Yeah.
Anyway, you were talking about how
pearls.
yeah,
Yes.
exactly, your pearls and how your fiance would laugh.
Yes. So I just tell her pearls are in. I don't know. I feel like I'm always experimenting with weird new fashion stuff. I like
Pearls
to.
are in.
Pearls are in.
Pearls
You
are
heard
in.
heard it here.
Episode name.
Heard it here first.
Pearls are in.
Pearls are in.
Somebody has to listen to the whole thing to realize what that even means.
Pretty sure it should be called Pearl Necklace.
That's so funny.
That's pretty dope. That's a pretty dope album name, honestly. No, I don't. I mean, I really don't know. I'm always experimenting with weird fashion stuff. Normally, I paint my nails and wear big rings and stuff too.
Where did you like? What made you think? Because I'm always paying attention to trends.
Yeah.
So like, I usually can remember like, here's where I saw something to feel like I think this is a thing.
Yeah.
So where did you see a pearl necklace that made you think it was in?
How do you know I didn't just start it right here?
Everyone else is now seeing
You're,
you.
you're
Yeah.
the original.
That's
well,
right.
because no one knows who you are, right?
That's right. That's facts. Yeah. I'm
just
not a
kidding, I'm
Kardashian yet.
Will Kardashian.
Yeah, has a ring. I don't know if there was one person I saw. I just kind of like. I also wear like a lot of puka shell and like kind of beaded necklaces, and then I was just like,
You're really going for the California vibe.
I mean,
yeah.
come on, because it's kind of right now nostalgia like eras are coming back and they're like having this like hodgepodge moment. Like is it 80s? Is it 90s? Is it 2000s? It's like all of it at once. And so then I was just like, I don't know. I think pearls are sick.
And I kind of feel like your fashion kind of revolves around the music you create too. Like I think when you wrote like I'll Never Leave Ya, which is a very kind of early 2000s like coming to age sitcom kind of song.
Kind of like Boy Meets World.
More
Oh
like
God, don't get us on the train.
Wow, yeah. I feel like you kind of embody the
Mr.
songs you
Hunter.
create.
Why are you wearing pearls, Mr. Hunter? It's not in dress code.
These are the accoutrements of a female, Mr. Hunter.
Oh man.
In my 35 years of distinguished teaching.
There's the accent. You got it right there.
That's great.
Yeah,
I feel like you embody the songs you kind of create and feel inspired by.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like have you guys heard
So
of
where did the Marge Simpson energy come from in your songs?
Damn, you know he's just gonna give you shit about it.
that's like my pearl necklace reference is Marge Simpson.
I see.
Yeah.
Mine's my grandma. So
Nice.
I guess I'm channeling
Is
her.
her
energy.
name Marge?
True.
Yeah,
It
for
is.
sure. No idea. You know, I feel like who knows? I think that's
I just want you to know I with it, you know?
Hey,
Yeah, dude.
let's go. There was a homeless guy that came up to me and Kate the other day in the car asking for money. And then, of course, as I get all the time, comes up and goes, hey, ma'am. You know,
Dude.
all the time.
No, you don't look
Same.
like a girl.
From the back.
Will
That's
gets
the
it.
thing.
Will gets it pretty often. I feel.
I get
I
it
do.
really often
Really?
too.
Yeah, Corey does definitely.
I feel like I get it
too.
most.
It's the
often.
back, you know. But as soon as I see the face, they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry." And then as he was leaving, I gave him like $20, and then as he was leaving, he was like, "Hey, I'm somewhat of a fashion icon myself. You see?" It's like, okay,
No,
like
respect
this
it.
really swung
Respect.
around on me. Like, I guess it was a compliment.
Respect.
But yeah, I have no idea why the pearls. I saw them in Target one day, and I was like, I feel like people are doing this. I'm gonna do it
Wait,
too.
are you trying to tell me those are not authentic pearls?
Girl, you think I can afford authentic pearls?
Now, we're about to transition to a very important question, but before we do, I just wanted to ask Corey, where did you get the what's up with the NASA shirt? Why?
Man, I'm just a fan of space. I love it.
Wow, just all of it.
All of it. I like it.
We're technically in it right now.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Oh my
That's why I like it.
Corey,
Because
have you
I'm
ever-
in it.
Have you ever been to Houston or Alabama?
Where the NASA's are headquartered.
I have been to Houston. I have been to Alabama. That was our last show
Dude,
before COVID.
You
fine.
have to go to the Space Center, Houston.
I've
That'd be
passed by it.
dope.
I'm interested.
It's dope.
Is it?
Thank
That's
you.
all I gotta say.
I'm interested. I want to go. I love all that stuff.
It's so sick, dude.
When did you start appreciating space?
It's got to be like my whole life. Like it's just like well, okay. I gotta calm myself down. I get too excited.
Yeah. Chill out, Corey. You're talking
that is too excited.
Well, okay, so like I'm a big fan of like science, just discovery stuff. Like the reason I'm into music is because not even like for the art of it as much. It's just
But
I
the
love the
theory.
science. Yes,
Yeah.
huge
Really?
theory nerd. Yeah.
Oh, really?
So I mean, just the fact that we can still like discover new things that are like people can only dream about this stuff, 100 years ago, but now we're like actually getting there.
Yeah.
I think it's just fascinating. So
Have
but
you
this
seen
is,
the new images from the telescope?
James Webb,
Yeah.
I have.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I made a
It's-
TikTok about it, actually. Did you see that?
Nope.
I
Don't,
didn't.
still don't have it.
I said, "Oh my God, what is that?" And I said, "Is that your mom?" And then, that was it.
That is where we're at, guys.
Yeah,
No team, no nothing.
that's how it's good.
Your
as we
mom
get.
jokes on TikTok.
unhinged.
Yeah.
Like and follow, please.
You know, when I first saw those new telescope images, I was like, wow, that's so cool. Like they're so clear. And then I had to like Google why this was important. Like I was like, I don't actually know. That's like a pretty picture of the stars.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. It's
Right.
cool. But I had to be like, why is this so important?
Yeah.
Yeah, like at first you act like you know. You're
Yeah.
like, oh yeah.
Yeah, and now that
Wow.
I Googled it, now I get to look down on everybody else who hasn't. You know,
Right.
and be like,
Yeah.
you're just looking at a picture, you don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just get like weirdly excited about the stuff that people do just because no one thought they could do it. Not because it has any significant purpose, but just proving that we can. I think it's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that for sure.
So if you're a theory guy,
Mm-hmm.
the song "All About You," what mode is
was
your
looking for a
bass lines
quiz.
within?
Well, funny question because I never actually know whether to define a key as in F sharp or G flat. But I guess G flat Ionian,
I'd call it. I
There you
guess I
go.
would write in the Ionian mode a lot
strictly Ionian.
as a pop-ish band. Yeah,
Wow.
maybe a little Mixolydian every now and then.
Peace of mind, Mixolydian.
The way my brain just connects to Mixolydian is jolly, go happy.
What the heck?
What is
I don't know, dude. I don't know.
What does that mean?
Because I remember like there's like the modes and then like the emotions they represent.
Oh.
And Mixolydian was always like happy, go happy. Like marches.
Oh,
Marches are in Mixolydian.
Really?
I think. Don't quote me on that.
got a shout out to Lydian though. Favorite mode, everyone knows.
Lydian.
Weirdo.
Sharp
All
4.
right, shout out. Respect.
Yeah.
Well, we do have we have one question that we do ask every guest.
Okay.
There's one question we ask every single guest. But the thing is, there's 3 of you. And
Yeah,
we
it
only
makes
got
it-
one question.
That does make it challenging.
It
Okay,
does.
okay.
But we've dealt with this situation before.
Okay.
So
With maybe 2 guest tops.
tops. So it's
Yeah.
still pretty fresh. I don't know if we've ever done it with 3.
Should we
Probably
count
not.
To, should we count to 3 and say the?
It's got to
the
be
answer?
simultaneous.
That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's got to be
There will be a
simultaneous
countdown.
answer.
Okay.
There will be a countdown,
Okay.
and we will need your answer.
All right.
Yeah. Corey, you seem to be slightly more introverted than these 2.
Definitely.
Yeah. So and I fuck with that. I'm sorry.
You.
You with that. And so I'm
What the
gonna
hell?
Yeah. So I'm Corey, we're gonna ask you to be a little quicker than you normally think.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah.
on it.
Okay, first of all, Ryan,
Yeah.
as an extrovert,
Uh-huh.
you,
Me.
I am the introvert.
Yes, you are.
It's not about thinking slowly.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
All
I
right?
don't know.
I'm just saying,
Okay.
y'all extroverts be looking down on us introverts a lot.
Y'all's brains
don't.
are
I don't look
pretty
down on you.
slow.
I get you. It's not about thinking.
It's not about how fast you think.
It's about speaking.
It's about thinking before you talk. Thinking about what's in your head is
But
more
that's
important than
gonna
what's out
have
of
to
your
go
mouth.
out
Everything I say is
the
of
in window. Right
Yeah,
now.
that's right.
Whoa.
Yeah.
But
Side note,
anyways.
and maybe it's because we're a few hours in and alcohol, but you have James Franco energy right now. Just
Yo,
saying.
I've
James
never gotten
Franco
that.
energy. Yeah,
I'll
it's
take
finally
that.
something
Should
new.
not have said
Yo.
Dang. Okay, I need to
Yeah.
go binge some James Franco videos.
And he has Seth Rogen energy. Just look
I
at
get
him.
told that a lot.
Yeah,
I definitely could see
I
that.
see that. Yeah.
you guys are a pair. Just
Would it help if I was like smoking weed? And
start doing movies.
So I'll see you for our podcast.
different podcasts, different vibes. But here's the thing.
Yeah,
If you had to choose,
obviously.
right, and
Yeah,
and you do,
and you do.
You
and you
I
do
have to choose.
You
Yeah.
specifically.
But
Yeah,
the thing I need you to remember,
yeah.
the thing I need you to most remember is
Break it
I
down.
want an answer from the heart. Mm-hmm. Okay,
as opposed to
from the head,
no.
not that head.
From the heart.
from the heart. I don't want you to think
Not at all.
about
Okay.
your answer.
Okay.
Okay, so
Deal.
if you had to choose,
And you do.
and you do,
You do have to choose.
And by the way, he's pointing at Corey, but it's really all of you.
okay.
I'm
It's Nick,
motioning
Will, and
generally.
Corey.
Motioning generally.
I mean, no, you weren't. You were motioning just at Corey, but
I don't know what you
to
mean.
clarify for everyone,
I see.
Nick, Will, and Corey.
Right.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah,
If you had to choose,
and you do.
and you do,
Okay.
Yeah,
and there's not going to actually be a countdown. It's just going to say the question,
Not
you're
at
going
all.
to answer right away.
Right.
Just
Not at
question,
all. Yeah.
answer.
Okay.
No
Instantly,
thinking.
yeah.
Instant.
Gotcha.
Please
you're
draw this out a little more.
yeah. You guys are musicians. You can time this. Like,
Yeah, get the
he's
timing
gonna
right.
ask a
Yeah.
question.
Is this what they
You're
call,
gonna answer.
64th notes and 120 BPM, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is this what they call
Thank you.
improv? Like, okay.
Ironically, no.
All right.
If you had to choose,
And you do.
and you do, what would you say?
Are you gonna just jump right into it? You're gonna do it right now?
Oh, I'm just going to do it right now. You,
You were
think
gonna
we need a little
go-
more build up
you were
first?
just- you were
We
just
need a little
gonna
more
go
build
for
up
it?
first?
Yeah, that
I'm
felt
nervous.
very quick. Just to say.
I feel like the first time we asked this question, I just asked it, and every other time it's gotten longer and longer
Every
and
time it's
longer.
gotten
It's like a
longer.
45-minute question at this point.
I got you.
For those of you at home keeping track, this is now a 3-minute version of the question.
If you had to choose,
And you do.
and you too.
And by the way, everybody answer right at once.
Wait.
Please no pause.
Do I have to
Just
answer this?
go. Wait. Jury, does he have to answer it?
You do have to answer it
and
right
he
away.
does.
The jury decided.
Yeah.
If you had to choose,
The jury's out.
The jury's out.
All right, let's go.
If you had to choose,
And you do.
and you do,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
what would you say?
Wait. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead.
I've never had a guest stop us before and keep it going. But normally they're like, let's wrap this shit up. What are you guys talking about?
I
this
used
for
to
so
have
long?
a piano next to me because we used to record in the other room, and I would go bum 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 the whole time. Bum, bum,
should add that to
bum,
your
bum,
beat pad.
Bum, bum. We need to add
you
that
should
beat pad.
add-
Wesley,
Wes, write
please
that down.
add that. Yeah, Jaws theme.
If you had to choose,
And you do.
and you do, what would you say is your favorite kind of turtle?
Snapping.
Oh, shit.
Will, go!
I was thinking snapping.
No!
Swear.
Speak fast enough.
Swear.
Should given the source
I didn't know if there would be a countdown for the
Say it
answer.
right
No
now.
countdown. I
Say
said
it.
we said no
Say it.
countdown.
Sorry. Say it right now.
The
Go.
build
Whoa.
snap.
Say it,
2,
Will.
3. All right, ready? 1, 2,
Say it.
3.
It's
Snapping.
too late.
It's too late.
You
No
already
one else
missed your
joined you
cue.
on that.
I say this. I say this because I have binged so many TikTok videos recently on people just wrestling snapping turtles.
That's a bad idea.
Dude, that is such
a
a
new
niche
genre?
TikTok.
I feel like the
And
turtle
their
wins.
their necks, like they will hold them as far out from their body as possible. And sometimes I'll bring them in close, and their necks will try to scoop around and bite them in the face.
Yeah.
So that's why they're
They
my
can, they can
favorite
take
turtle.
off fingers. Like those things are crazy.
Have you guys ever experienced a snapping turtle in real life?
Yes.
I thought I've seen
Same.
them not like
I
in
caught
the
one in my
wild. I've
backyard.
seen like in the zoo. I've seen snapping turtle. but not
Oh
in
no,
the-
we caught one in my backyard when I was a kid, and we kept it
Really?
in a box for like 3 days, and we realized we probably shouldn't.
That's
do that.
dangerous as
Dude,
hell.
that's crazy. I
I
remember
don't know why we did that.
I remember seeing one in El Campo, Texas, where my grandparents are from on my dad's side, and there was a snapping turtle the size of a freaking Mini Cooper, dude. What? And we like
It's above a Mini Cooper.
we tried to like poke it with the stick, and it
Just
just
fucking Godzilla out here.
And it could blast solar energy out of its mouth.
Seriously though, dude.
Like, where did you live?
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just
Hong
started,
Kong.
We just
yeah.
started speaking Japanese and like ran down the street.
But I will say, we've asked this question to a lot of people.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the most common answer we get is snapping our box.
Wow.
But what I am
turtle.
blown away by is how many people have a turtle story. Like, immediately we're like, you know what? I met this turtle.
Yeah.
That's pretty freaking crazy,
I
dude.
met this turtle.
Like every time.
Franklin.
Everybody.
Franklin the turtle. You guys know him? Yeah.
Yeah.
I will admit, I don't think I know any other kind of turtles other than snapping.
I thought the
probably
same
box.
thing, and then I realized
sea
turtles.
Sea turtle.
Sea
That's the
turtle,
only
okay.
one. That's the only
Ninja?
other one.
That's fair.
Ninja turtle.
All right,
Ninja.
we've gotten that as a answer a couple
Yo,
times.
okay, those people who say ninja are like thinking on another level.
Yeah, yeah.
We've had some interesting
That
people
is
be like
sick.
painted turtle.
Yeah.
What?
Some people know some
Wow.
like deep turtle
Deep
species.
turtle knowledge.
Yeah.
But see, like me
Yeah.
and Corey, we have a specific story to like think back to snapping
Oh,
turtles
yeah.
specifically.
That's wild.
Will, what's your like turtle story?
Yeah, Will, it's
Yeah,
here,
well,
dude.
what
Guys,
happens
Come on,
with
dude.
turtles?
What the heck?
What song?
You're gonna isolate me on this one because I didn't know we were supposed to say.
Do you
snapping.
have? We're not supposed to say snapping.
You're
It's
supposed to
just
give your.
what came
You're
to-
supposed to speak your
see,
truth.
look,
I love that you
Corey
guys.
and I are in the rhythm section. Okay.
Yep.
Bass, drums.
Oh, makes
we're,
sense,
We're
makes sense.
supposed to be connected.
We're on it.
I'm
You
the
guys-
loner. I'm the
You're-
lone wolf.
First of all, you're welcome. You have such a solid rhythm section. Anyway,
You guys doubled on snapping. It was like
It was
perfect
perfect.
timing.
dude, it's
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
good.
Double vocal.
So
But
in sync.
Will, as the lead singer, is just like thinking it and expect everybody else to do the shit
Yeah,
for him.
exactly.
Duh. Did I say our band? I meant my band.
But yeah, let's go deeper into this. Yeah. Let's see if we can break up the band mid podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, go
Yeah,
on.
hour
sick
3 is
of
where you break
this.
up the band.
Over turtles. Like years from now, you'll be like, kids, one day I was in a successful band. And they'll be like, Dad, what happened? Or Grandpa, what
Yeah.
happened? And you'll be like, well, we were asked a question on a podcast about turtles. And
Now, to
One
be
thing
clear, the
led to
podcast
another.
wasn't about turtles. It's just this
Not
one
at all.
It is
very
now.
specific question.
And they'll say, "What's a turtle?" I mean, those went extinct a long time ago because
The straws.
Because
The
COVID
straws.
You gotta watch
2.0.
COVID 2.0 came for the
COVID 20.
turtles. The turtles had to wear masks. and the
COVID-2
whole thing.
electric boogaloo out here.
I'm just proud of us that like we for sure earned Spotify's like for more information about COVID-19
Yeah.
banner right now.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
feel
click
like
the
we are
little
not a great
eye.
source for that. Please don't ask me.
Click
Yeah.
for more information.
I'm scared now.
Well, did you know this was a COVID PSA the whole time?
For sure. Will, turtle story, go.
Oh shoot. I mean,
How about that moat that you jumped into? Did you run into any turtles there?
yeah. So
Yo, that's a funny story.
this is turtles adjacent.
It was actually snakes, actual snakes.
Yo,
were in there.
yeah, okay, this is real. About earlier this year we played a show in College Station, Texas, and
Island Boys.
it was the stage was surrounded by a moat, and so people were like a
is
good
dope.
10 feet away, 15 feet away from you. We were the opener, so got to make a big impression. Like not the total amount of people are even there yet. You're warming them up. We even had like a dance routine built into our set to warm the people up.
Jazzercise.
And we had technical difficulties happen in the middle of our set, didn't we? Didn't you?
This might be the
you
one
lose-
time that didn't happen.
All right, I stand corrected.
Yeah, thanks, Nick.
Either way, I could just tell, I expect a certain amount from our audiences, Like I want full buy-in, We're there, we set up everything. I'm not going to just go out there and settle for less than like you're tattooing our name on your body now. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, duh. Everyone gets that. So
I tattooed your guy's name the second I heard you coming on the show.
Hell yeah, man.
Pixar didn't happen. Yeah,
Yeah.
no. So like we were getting to the end of the show, and I was just like, I think they've had a good time, but I need the nail in the coffin. You know what I'm saying? And then I was just like, man, F this. Sorry. This.
So, so it's the very end of our set. We just played the last song. The audience hasn't been great.
They've been aight. They've been aight. Yeah.
They've been
We're-
aight.
They're good. They
Yeah.
like I told them to stand up. They stood up.
So Will,
They were- some were
desperate,
close.
desperate for attention. Desperate for
As we do.
Desperate for audience interaction, which we do love and cherish.
I rip off my in-ears, throw them on the ground. I rip off my pack, and on the outro of our song, "Where You Are Forever," I just fall into the moat.
Just like free fall into
Takes
it.
Free
Really?
fall,
Yes.
fully clothed. I had like a new outfit on, and this moat was
Deceivingly shallow.
and probably on the pH scale, dangerously dirty.
Dangerous,
Yeah.
Gross for sure.
Actually brought
I go,
water.
my shirt's white when I go in, it comes out poopy brown, like just instantaneously. Didn't need any time in the water.
Yeah.
So yeah, I crawl to the shore. I give a fist in the air. The crowd is in at that point. They are officially warmed up, and then
just in time.
exit the stage. My bandmates are like, "What happened? Why'd you do
That's
that?
right.
You're crazy." And then later that night, we're watching the closers of the show. This band called Surfaces, who are dope. And
Oh yeah, they're from Texas.
Yeah.
they're from Texas.
Yeah.
That's
College
right.
Station.
They're in the like slightly surfy-ish.
That's
Yeah.
You see why we were there.
Lots of
They're like surf
steel
plus
drums.
beats.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Kind of feel good.
Surf
we call it yacht
beats.
rock. Yeah, they're yacht
Yacht
rock
rock.
for sure.
Yacht rock.
Yacht
What's
rock
their,
for,
like-
yacht
what's-
rock for Gen Z.
Shout out Surfaces.
What Surface's like big song?
I think what's that one that's like
Feeling good.
sheesh, sunset on the beach.
Oh, I was thinking of the feeling good. The Sunday
I'm
best.
Feeling
Oh, yes.
good.
Sunday's
Dude,
best.
funny
yeah.
enough,
Like
I
I
know-
Rock for
should.
Sunday's best.
I am more
Yeah.
familiar with Forest.
Oh shit! That's
Really?
it's
That's ours.
uncontrovertible.
Oh, yeah,
Sunday's
almost
best
a-
has 804 million
Coming up
plays,
million
Jesus.
views.
and everything else is like in the normal millions.
that is
Yeah.
crazy.
Obviously,
Normal.
like
the
us.
normal millions. Yeah.
They are the sync
Hey,
boys too.
you're
for
about
sure.
to be in the millions.
Yeah. Hey,
On
Which is
your way.
dope.
we're on our
It's something.
freaking way.
On your way.
Anyway, they're playing.
So you wait? Did you open for them?
We opened for them.
Yeah.
At the
like
show.
3 bands before them. Technically, yes.
Sorry, we opened for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Didn't our band technically sort of a little bit similarly open for Foghorn.
Foghorn Leghorn?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago.
Jamboree
Wow.
band. We
I know what
technically
band you're
opened for.
talking
Co always talks about it. Like the song, they had one super. Wesley, can you look up the band Foghorn? Like, what was their big song? We technically opened for this band, but it was like we were like several hours before them.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, go on with your
I would do
story.
the same. Absolutely. Anyway, as they're playing, I spot a snake slithering through the same waters that I was just
What?
That's
Yeah.
back in. I know. So no turtles, but
Yeah, way to
mean,
bring it
kinda-
around.
What kind of snake was this?
He's not a snakeologist.
I like to
rattlesnake.
think I like to think something of a mix between a rattlesnake, a python, and a water moccasin.
Yeah.
Obviously, but
Some kind
I
of
mean,
hybrid.
it's hard to know.
With like a little bit of foggy boa thrown
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, it was something like that.
Yeah.
I am kind of a snake expert, if that helps.
I like,
I did once start an illegal snake breeding business.
Yo, that's crazy. What was the saying that like red and yellow kill a
fellow.
kill a
Yeah.
fellow,
That is not really an accurate.
eat a marshmallow.
black and white.
I mean, it's generally okay, but not super
Red and
accurate.
yellow kills a fellow.
Red and black. You're okay, Jack. That's what I've heard.
red and black. You're okay.
It's
Jack.
I heard
northern
it was
version.
similar.
Yellow.
Yeah.
It's
something
like the- it's
red.
like the-
you're or something. You're in the
Give
you're in
some
the clear.
slack or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sailor's delight. I think is what it was.
That's
Right?
that's a liquor before beer. You're in the clear, sure.
Yeah, but it's not.
Red and yellow
I
kills
had
a
a snake
fellow
that was
liquor
those
before
colors.
beer. You're in the clear.
Yeah, it was that one.
But I had an orange, yellow, black, and gray California king snake that
Yo, that's
it was not venomous.
You are definitely alive, so.
I'm
That's
definitely
sweet.
alive. Yeah, they're not venomous at all.
Wow. I have held a snake once before, and it was the craziest experience of my life.
The first time it's crazy.
They're so weird feeling.
I
But when
like
you
'em.
when you have a whole wall of them and you start to breed them,
Yeah.
it's not so crazy anymore.
Wow.
But I did.
You hear that, FBI?
Yeah. They're gone now. My apartment's
We
found
got
out,
'em.
and I just sell it all. So you're definitely not supposed to breed snakes in your apartment. But I did have one. So I was breeding like corn snakes and rats, just small snakes. But I had a couple snakes that were just for fun, and I had this like 7-foot boa constrictor.
What?
And yeah, so I went to go to the pet store to buy them, the reptile store, and I was like, "Hey, let me get that boa
They
constrictor."
sell those?
Yeah.
Sorry.
me
And it was like $80, and
They get that from Alibaba.
the way you take it home is they put it in a cloth bag and tie the top.
Ooh.
So the whole like 30-minute drive home, there's like a snake wriggling in my passenger seat. I'm just like, please don't get out of the bag. Please don't get out of the bag.
Yo, that's crazy.
But then I took him, threw him in his tank or whatever, and then a few days later, after he adapted, I was like, I'm gonna go pick him up. I pick up all my snakes, and so I reach in, and I was scared. This is the biggest snake I ever had.
Oh my gosh.
And so I put on like big old like snowboarding gloves,
Yeah.
and I reached in, and I just like barely touched him. He was fine with it. So I just gently picked him up, and then he just casually turns his head towards me and just hisses, just.
Oh my.
And I just dropped him, shut that crate. I didn't touch him for a month. I was like, fuck that snake. Like, I ain't trying to get bit by a boa
Good
constrictor.
gracious,
Yo,
yeah,
dude.
dude.
Yeah. But,
you-
but he was cool after a while. We called him Rocky Balboa because boa constrictor.
Duh,
love it.
come on.
I love it.
How did
Yeah.
Voldemort feel that you had a snake? You know what I mean?
I don't think he minds. He's cool with snakes.
Okay.
He's his jam.
Do you guys
Sorry,
remember
on
that?
this show, he's he who shall not be named.
Yeah,
right.
Jesus Christ.
Next
So
time
did
you
you
want to
say-
say, you say,
Shall not
okay,
be
you hit
named.
the button. All right. He who shall not be named.
Sorry, my
right.
bad.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My bad.
Uh-huh.
That'll have a whole other alert on it.
But we probably got to get wrapping up here pretty soon.
Yeah.
But before we do, what do you guys got going on? Where are you playing?
Yep,
What's going on with you guys?
totally. We got a show in Dallas next week that we're stoked about. This will probably be out by the time we
nice.
play the show, so
Yeah.
doesn't even
For
matter.
sure it will
Yeah,
be.
hope you were there.
Yeah. And then like some college events, and then we're kind of taking it easy this fall in the live realm.
Yeah.
I'm getting married, and then this guy's having a baby, or sorry, Nick, because I don't know if you can see this. Nick's having a baby, and so
Nice.
we're going to be here for a few months, which is sick. But constantly working on new music. Our EP 1990 comes out this Friday, so we'll definitely be out. Go check it out. 5-song EP, kind of encapsulating like our take on the 90s and like all the different genres that are present in it, whether it's like Whitney Houston pop all the way to Nirvana grunge rock. So
Heck yeah.
that's our EP that's out. Go check it out. We got 2 videos for it.
Whoa. As a producer, who produced / engineered your album?
Of course, gotta
Yeah.
know that. I'd say it's co-produced by us and my brother Cody, who's runs a studio in town called Gray Box Nashville.
Oh, sweet. I think I follow his Instagram.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Studio looks great.
Yeah, dude. It's amazing.
That's
I
comes
just
to be Pacific headquarters.
Yeah, we got Pacific HQ. I know. We just get to rehearse in there and trash the place whenever we. I'm just kidding. We don't. we take care in there.
Thanks,
But
Cody.
Thanks, Code. Yeah.
Love you.
He's an amazing engineer. He is kind of like always game to mess with crazy ideas with me and push what we've done in the past before to kind of the next level. And so yeah, he's amazing.
Cool. And remind everybody where they can find you online.
Yeah.
Socials.
Are not that you even anyone ever goes to this anyway. It's thebandpacific.com. We're on Instagram at thebandpacific. Pretty much anything that you look up, it's the band Pacific. On Spotify, we are just Pacific. You'll see our songs. They're like Where You Are Forever, WYAF. Never in Love is one of our bigger songs as well. But yeah, give us a follow. Check us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our family.
That's awesome. You have anything to add?
Yay, go the Band Pacific.
But anyways, guys, as always, thanks everyone for coming to hang out.
This has been a disaster.
I don't know how many episodes the new
This is
blue
going to
button
last
will
about
be
2
fun.
episodes where we remove it or like get that button out of there. But anyways, guys,
Then filled my heart with joy.
thanks for coming to hang out, and we'll see y'all again next time.
I recognize that look in your eyes. It's a look you hate, but you can't disguise. How did we become so deprived of the love that we used to feel inside? We used to have it so nice, but we've been out of it for quite some time. And I don't know how we are gonna make it right. If you are a little bit scared, then I'll be fine. We can dance with the groove and let it roll off you. When you run your hands through my hair, when you can find, we can feel the way that we used to. If you are a little bit scared, then I'll be fine. We can dance with the groove and let it roll off you. When you run your hands through my hair, when you can find, we can feel the way that we used to. We used to. We can feel the way that we used to. Oh yeah, yeah. You're my baby until I die. Doesn't mean that we don't need a break sometimes. And I hate it when we fight. Better to untangle than to just cut ties. We used to walk around with hard